Michael. Michael, it's a banger this week.
So many bangers.
We got ourselves a banger. Banger alert. Everybody turn on the banger signal. It's just like a hand pounding. It's like, oh, the bangers are here. Bangers and mash. We got all the bangs. They're bang, bang, bang. Yeah, because we have a brand new, hot, spicy, fresh and ready RageSelect podcast. I was going to try to do more, but I couldn't think of anything else because my brain is soup. Soup and salad.
That's
we
right.
got a new soup and salad for you. It's called the RageSelect podcast. You get any choice of soup as well as unlimited access to the salad bar.
I don't need a super salad. I need a regular salad for a regular man.
I'm Salad Jeff. You can be whatever you want to.
I was just making that old Clark Kent joke. It's like super salad. Super salad. I don't need a super salad. I need a regular one for a normal man.
So you could be super salad Mike. Is that
Sure, let's go with that.
Okay. All right.
I don't eat salads, by the way.
I don't know what happened.
Salads are the enemy.
You guys need to know now, apparently. I didn't realize until just now that, like, if I say my name is Jeff and then you don't say what your name is, I'm just like, error. Waiting
Did
for
I
name.
say my name? I don't even remember.
No.
Okay.
I said
I'm
I was
Mike, by the way.
Salad Jeff, and then you went into this whole thing about the super salad. So.
I love that joke. I'm sorry. It's a stupid joke and it makes me laugh.
No, that's all right. That's all right. I realized I was like, I can't talk. It's my kryptonite.
I assumed I already said it. That's the issue.
Who knows? Who remembers anything?
Rewind and tell me if I did or not.
It's been fucking how many years this thing has been going on? I mean, how am I supposed to keep track of all this shit that I've
This is the 10th year,
said?
but this is my 5th year.
Yeah.
As of like a couple weeks ago or something like that.
Well, happy anniversary.
Something like that. It was
Yeah.
whenever Dragon Ball Fighters came out 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Because it's the first video you ever had me on.
Right on.
Because you didn't like that DMC video my friends made years back.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, I like that DMC game, and I watched you on that video. You were ruthless.
Okay, I think I've told the story before.
Yeah.
I had a migraine when I recorded that.
Yep.
And I was just angry the whole fucking time.
I don't know anything about that. I don't know what it's like to just be angry the entire time you're playing a video game.
Well, I had because when you have a migraine, you can't stare at a screen.
Yep.
But my friends are like, we gotta keep recording. I'm like, I can't even look at anything. This hurts so bad, and so it made me that much more angry at the game.
I could see it. I could see it.
It's a terrible video. If you guys ever find it, I think it's fucking terrible. It really is.
Let's see. So as previously mentioned, we do have a banger this week because we got a big juicy Nintendo Direct. We got a big hot bowl of Nintendo Direct with a bunch of oyster crackers on the top.
A lot of Pikmin.
Yes.
Boiled Pikmin, they call it.
Just a soup full of Pikmin. But before we get to that,
It's vegetarian.
let's see. Michael, do you watch or play or experience anything interesting that I could put in the thumbnail for this video?
I had two things, but one I'm going to talk about because it's a show and that you could easily find a thumbnail for that.
Okay.
I watched all of Koala Man.
What's Koala Man?
So Koala Man, okay, so did you ever watch, a while back, this guy on YouTube, he's Australian, he makes a bunch of, like, weird Australian comedy things. He did an April Fool's for Rick and Morty called Bushworld Adventures.
I did see that. Yeah.
That guy, they get Hulu let him make a TV show about a koala superhero named Koala Man.
Okay.
Who's just like a normal dude who wears a koala mask and a cape.
All right.
And like originally, like he just does like normal shit, but then crazy shit keeps happening to him. Like he has to fight a monster that eats trash. He has to fight a crazy fucking just insane like animal people things, like a bunch of kangaroos that like rob him at some point. It's batshit insane.
Okay.
Like if you watch that show, that Bushworld Adventures episode,
right,
it's a lot like that, but
okay.
but that's the main thing.
Is the animation style like Bob's Burgers or something?
It's closer to
or like Paradise PD or
no, it's better animated than that.
Okay.
It's I would say it's like below. I would say it's below Rick and Morty animation, but like it's like the in between of those things. Okay, in my opinion,
not quite Rick and solar opposites.
Yeah, it's close to the solar opposites in animation style.
Okay,
at least in like how good it is. But what makes it really unique is the fact that like since it's so Australian, he was able to convince like Australian actors to be on it. And the biggest of them all is
Like
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
He plays a character, his boss named Big Greg.
Okay.
And you just hear Hugh Jackman say weird shit.
Sounds like Patrick Stewart in American Dad, where he just shows up
and I love him.
Stuff.
I love everything. Every time Hugh Jackman's character's on screen, I'm like, I can't wait to see what this motherfucker says. And it's just so much fun.
And it's on Hulu.
It's all on Hulu. The first season's already, I think it all came out at once.
Okay.
It's not that long. I assume they're going to make more because it ends with a thing that says Koala Man will return.
Okay.
Kind of thing. And it's a lot of fun. Like, I'm not going to say it's like the funniest thing ever, but if you enjoy any type of Adult Swim show, you're going to have a lot of fun with it.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds solid.
And also, if you're Australian, you'll probably have even more fun with it.
All right. Fair enough. Well, personally, I finished watching all of the current episodes of Poker Face, which I really, really like that show. It's a real nice like Monday night watch, right? Like you got back to work and you're just like, oh fucking, I hate work. And then at the end of the day on Monday, you're just like, I just need something. Natasha Lyonne, come rasp me a mystery. Come explain everything to me in your scratchy voice and with your weird hair and everything. Just like,
I love her so much.
But no, I did watch Wakanda Forever.
That's right. You were telling me about that.
I talked last week on the podcast. Bryce and I did the podcast on Saturday afternoon, and I was like, on Friday night when I normally watch my anime, I was like, oh shit, Wakanda Forever's out. Let me go watch this. And I went like boop boop boop, and I went, wait, how fucking long is this? 2 hours and 40 minutes?
It's real long.
I can watch a lot of anime in 2 hours and 40 minutes. Thank you very much. So I did. But then I came back and I watched it again. And it's funny. I was talking to you about this earlier this week. I really liked Wakanda Forever. I liked Wakanda Forever more than I liked Black Panther, which I found really strange. I mean, I really liked Black Panther, but I think that just like
it's a much more emotional story.
Yeah.
Wakanda Forever, because Black Panther is a normal superhero movie.
Yeah,
that happens to be kind of fun.
The origin story of T'Challa and all that stuff.
But Wakanda Forever is very much like a story about grief.
Yeah, and the fact that it was tied into Chadwick Boseman's actual death and the way they handled it in the movie, I thought was great. The problem was they just like fucking Marvel, man. They cannot help themselves.
No.
Like, I'm sorry here. This is not a statement of quality. I'm not saying anything about performances or whatever. What I'm going to say, Riri Williams should not have been in that movie. There was no fucking reason for her to be in there. Like, they could have written a different reason for the conflict between Wakanda and I'm not even going to try to say Namor's joint.
Well, I don't even know what they're called in the movie. I forgot what they're called in the movie.
Yeah,
because they're normally just Atlantean people,
right?
So I'm just gonna go with that for now.
And between Wakanda and the Atlanteans, they could have come up with any number of other reason for the things to go the way that they did. I have some nicknames,
but they're borderline racist for what they are.
Well, I saw somebody put out online. It's like Namor shows up and they're like. And like, who are you? And he's like, I'm Chakala Badu or whatever. I'm sorry.
So really, like,
it's like a Mayan.
It's
name.
A very Mayan name.
But my enemies call me Namor. And then as soon as he leaves, they're like, "Did you see that Namor guy that just came here?"
They didn't want to pronounce that shit either.
When there were still like, there was a question of whether he was evil or not. But anyway, there's a whole fucking subplot with Ironheart. She has nothing to actually do with what happens in the movie. She doesn't. You could lift her out and she wouldn't be in there. And again, I see
you can lift out her and Martin Freeman's character out entirely.
Absolutely,
and it would affect nothing.
100%. You come up with just like a side reason. Like Martin Freeman's character very well could have been one phone call scene, right? They didn't need to have additional scenes of him.
Well, the first scene that could have been the end of it, and then you never saw him again.
Yeah, talking with
no one would have had any issues with it.
Fucking Julia Louis-Dreyfus about stuff. Anyway, And when I say you could lift Ironheart out, I say lift Ironheart out and give her her own Disney Plus show or movie or whatever. Like, that's the problem that I've been having with these side characters, like America Chavez. Is that in Doctor Strange?
Yes.
With the star power?
Yeah, but she's very much part of that plot, though. You can't really lift her out the same way you can lift out Riri Williams. Because Riri Williams isn't the crutch of the movie. That's the thing. America Chavez is the crutch of the Multiverse of Madness.
I think that Marvel has a problem.
Doctor Strange is smart enough not to just randomly go to different multiverses.
I think that Marvel has a problem where they keep wanting to set stuff up and they keep shoving in characters that don't necessarily need to be in this movie, and that it takes a lot of time away from the main thing. Or in this one, it was like Ryan Coogler managed to do a great job with Shuri's story and all her emotional journey and like the revenge, and I don't believe in spirituality and all the stuff that tied in Wakanda. Great. It was absolutely fan-fucking-tastic. But this movie didn't need to be fucking 2 hours and 40 minutes long. It's like these video games that are 60-hour RPGs where I'm like, guys, just because it's long doesn't mean that it's good. Or at the very least, I'm going to need you to bring back intermissions so I can go see this shit in the theater, because I'm not about to... I'm going to have to pee. I'm going to have to pee. And you're not going to tell me, like, they're not going to put a thing on the screen that says, it's okay to go pee. This isn't really that important. This is for another movie that's coming out like 2 years from now.
Yeah, I saw it in theaters and I was like, oh, this was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Not because I didn't like the movie, but because I got a popcorn and a Coke. And I was like, I should not have gotten the large.
I drank a bunch of caffeine and sugar, and I ate a bunch of fiber. And you're not allowed to get up. It's like, God damn, you guys.
Well, I didn't have the sugar part, luckily, but I think it's the only reason I lasted.
Yeah, but
damn, caffeine did not help.
It was one of my favorite movies of the last of Phase 4 of Marvel. I don't think it's actually Phase 4.
It's 4, I think.
Is it 4?
Because I think we're entering 5.
Anyway, Wakanda is always amazing to look at. The Afrofuturism stuff is totally rad. Like it's super awesome. I love the characters of Wakanda. All the new stuff with the Atlanteans, they're very visually striking. I like all the underwater stuff, was very cool. I like the way they turn blue when they get out of the water. Like,
I was really glad that was something they kept from the comics.
Yeah, I liked all that stuff. It's just it was too fucking long, and
it's really long.
That's a problem, you know.
Also, now Latinos have a Wakanda Forever symbol, and it's just the Kamehameha, which makes me laugh.
Why?
Well, because everyone in Atlanta does like...
Oh, they do little clam hands. Clam hands.
It's a specific thing, apparently. I forgot. Somebody explained it to me.
Oh, it's not clam hands.
But all I see is the Kamehameha, because they just do the fucking... like pose for it, because he did it like the actor did it like during like red carpets and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I was just like, Latinos, we've accidentally made the Kamehameha our symbol, and I'm totally fine with that, because there are way more Mexican Dragon Ball fans than there are anywhere else.
So wait, just to be clear though, it's not just clam hands.
I forgot what the explanation is. There's an actual Mayan explanation for why it's like what they're doing.
Okay, so like surface dwellers did that at some point.
Yeah, it's some specific thing, because somebody explained it to me like at one point, because I was like, why is he doing the Kamehameha? And he's like, oh no, it's not what it is. I'm like, it's clearly just the Kamehameha.
Okay.
But then they explained it. I'm like, well, that makes sense, but it is still the Kamehameha.
Okay. Well, if you still got Disney Plus and you got 2 hours and 40 minutes to waste, not waste. I mean, again, I like the movie. I like Ryan Coogler. Like, I like
it's a
his
good time.
movies.
I'm not going to pretend
too
it's
fucking
not.
long.
Watch it once and then not worry about it after that.
Also, I can never remember her name, but there's a subplot with the captain of the guard,
Okoye.
Yeah, and I don't think that was necessary, because it's nothing.
It just like happens randomly.
Yeah, it kind of gets like not set up. It comes out of nowhere, and then it sort of resolves. And it's like, why did you guys even do that?
It was a strange one.
You know
I
what?
feel like they just wanted her to do something.
You know what it reminds me of, Michael? Okay, real briefly, because we got to get to this fucking Nintendo Direct.
Because that movie's really long.
Yeah. What it reminds me of is I've been watching Parks and Rec on Peacock, because I watch TV shows. Like, I'll just go back and watch all of a TV show.
There's nothing wrong with that. I do that with 30 Rock all the time.
Right. And I don't know if you've ever run into this before, but some of the later seasons of Parks and Rec, they've got like, quote, director's cuts of episodes.
Yeah,
where they've added in
NBC stuff did that over time.
Yeah, like 5 to 7 minutes of stuff, and I hate it, because in a lot of cases there was a reason that shit was cut out. You didn't need it, and like adding it in doesn't do anything but just drag some scenes out where it's like, no, you want to get snappy. You want to get to the next one and the next one and the next one, next joke.
Well, the main reason they were originally taken out was because of commercial stuff. That's why because CW shows have the same issue. Superman and Lois is a good example of it, where if you watch, I remember when I would watch it on the app, it would call it like the extended one.
Yeah.
Just purely because it's like, well, we don't have the commercials in between, so we can let it play out the way it would have with like whatever small chunks of minutes that were left.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, this is neat, but I don't know the difference.
Right.
Because it's the first time I've ever seen it. Whereas you're having the issue where it's not the first time you've seen that episode.
Right.
But it's the first time you've seen that version of that episode.
Yep.
Does it even give you the option, or does it just always give that one?
It's just oh, I don't know, but it's just that. I don't know, because it's weird. Because I also, like I said, I've been watching Poker Face. We gotta move on for this. But the last thing I'm gonna say, I've been watching Poker Face, and Poker Face episodes are 1 hour long. They are literally, they're not even made for commercials. They are like 1 full hour long.
They're Peacock exclusive, right?
Yeah, and I don't really feel it. Like it all feels like it keeps moving along, right? So I think that it's possible to do this stuff. Like it's possible to make a movie where you feel like things are moving along. I just think I prefer when movies and TV shows and video games and whatever, I prefer when there are more cuts than when there are less. I'd rather feel a little whiplashy than feel bored that a thing has gone on for too long.
It depends on what it is.
For me, I'd rather feel whiplashy. And now, because there's so many things that are very long, that are very drawn out. Movies that are really long are series that have fucking half a season that could have been cut out. Or video games that
it all depends on what it is. If it's the Justice League movie, I'm fine with the Whedon version because it's shorter.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't have to watch a bunch of people sing to Aquaman as he swims away for 10 minutes.
No, Michael, it's the best part of the movie.
Whereas I like the extended version of RoboCop.
Yeah.
Because
anyway,
it's funnier.
Speaking of really long videos, let's talk about Nintendo. Let's talk about the big ass Nintendo Direct, because there's a lot going on here.
Here we go.
Wait, this isn't the right video. This is the wrong video. This is the video I was looking for. All right, so Nintendo Direct. Who's ready? We kicked things off. I was actually kind of glad I wasn't able to catch the beginning. I came in like halfway through, and then I went back. There was one thing that I would have been like jumping out of my seat and screaming for joy, but then I went back to the beginning. They were like, "All right, Pikmin 4," and I'm like, "Oh, Pikmin 4."
It's a bit of Pikmin.
Yeah.
They don't just show off small parts. It's quite a bit of it.
I am not the biggest fan in the world of the Pikmin franchise, mostly because sorry, I was looking for a recap website, and I just realized that the recap website I looked at for this Nintendo Direct was called mobilesyrup.com.
Oh, wow.
And it's like got like a maple leaf and I'm like, is this like a Canadian website?
I guess it is.
Anyway, Pikmin 4. We're not going to spend too much time talking about this because it's just fucking Pikmin, man.
It's Pikmin. They introduced 2 new things.
Yep.
The ice Pikmin.
The dog.
And the dog, who has 2 legs. Mm-hmm. And is adorable but also creepy at the same time.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
It's some Pikmin-ass Pikmin.
I've never been the biggest fan of the Pikmin before, so
I get it because it's a very soothing like soundtrack.
Yeah,
but you know, I need like God of War murder sometimes.
I mean, I can go for some soothing stuff from time to time. I think the thing is that I really don't like. I don't think that there's ever been a console RTS control scheme that I have enjoyed.
Oh, okay.
Like they always just kind of feel awkward and weird, and even looking at this makes my I don't like it.
Would you call it an RTS?
I kind of do, because you're like, I mean, I don't know, probably not all the way, but somewhat.
I can kind of I understand what you're saying. It's just I've never really considered what to call this series,
because that dog has no nose.
It's a strange looking dog.
But how does he smell?
Through things.
Oh, god damn it. No, that was the setup. That was the setup, Michael.
What was the setup?
Say what I said to me.
It has no nose?
Yes. And then what was the next thing I said?
I don't remember.
Say, how does it smell?
How does it smell?
Terrible.
Oh.
That's the Monty Python Deadliest joke. That was like...
It was. It's just I forgot it entirely. The thing... Okay, here's the thing. I had a very long day at work.
Yeah.
And I'm barely awake at the moment.
Yeah.
I also wrote about this Nintendo Direct on the BellaLostSouls.net.
There you go.
Which also took me a while.
Yeah, I don't really... This one isn't... I don't know. Maybe it will. Maybe I'll try it out and I'll be like, oh, I get it now, Pikmin. But I've tried some of the Pikmins and I've never been a big fan.
I've tried it too, and I don't really like it. I've just never really liked the idea of it.
Yeah.
And it's like I have cousins who loved it with a passion, but you know, sure, I guess. And they got a release date, so good for them.
This July 21st.
Yes.
So.
It's June. Oh yeah, no, that's July. Sorry.
May, June, July. Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to remember.
So yeah, from there,
Xenoblade Chronicle DLC.
No, I hate this because I feel like I really was excited about this, but the beginning of this really left me flat because it was just like, hey, there's some new shit for Xenoblade Chronicles. Like, if you're still playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3, there's like a new lady and she makes jewels, and then there's like a horde mode, sort of, or like a roguelike mode where you start with one person and then you get to like add new people to your team. And then there's also some DLC that had a trailer that was like talking about, it was a really dramatic trailer, but I didn't understand what the fuck was going on in it, so it didn't
All I
make
saw
any
was
sense.
Shulk and some other guy.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I don't understand what's happening here.
I don't either.
I'm like, is that Sephiroth? And it's not, because this is Xenoblade.
Yeah, but hey, I mean, if you were into Xenoblade Chronicles 3, there's a lot more Xenoblade Chronicles 3. This is expansion pass Volume 3 out today, and Volume 4 coming later.
I thought 3 is available later.
Oh, is it 2 that was
the character? I
available
think is
today?
out
Oh,
today.
okay. Oh, okay. And
But
then
the actual other part is
that
not.
one's available February 15th. Yeah. Samba de Amigos back.
That was actually an interesting one.
I mean,
That surprised me.
I think I would have been more interested in this if there was some sort of maraca accessory that went with it,
A peripheral.
as opposed to just shaking the Joy-Cons, because
I'm sure they'll make one. It'll even have maracas on it.
bring back the Donkey Konga. I want the conga. I want the Donkey Konga drums.
So you can play Blink 182 on the Congo drums.
I just want to play Elden Ring on Donkey Konga drums. I'm not going to buy secondhand Donkey Kongas. They're filthy as hell.
I might still have some somewhere.
They're filthy as hell. What did I just say? What brand new ones?
I might have sold them. I don't know.
I want
what
to
it is.
peel the plastic off the top. Get my own hand greases on there. Samba de Amigos coming back. You use Joy-Cons. Looks very colorful. I was never a fan of this in the first place, or I never played the originals. So
I understood why people liked it, but I was always terrible at musical games.
yeah.
Whether it was this or Guitar Hero or whatever the other bongo like ones were.
Mm-hmm. I really like. I really
What's
like
the drum one? It's kind of like this one.
Taiko something.
Taika Waititi.
Yes, Taika Waititi. Obviously, it's that drum game. Yeah, Samba de Amigo Party Central out in the summer of this year.
The beginning of this was a lot slower than I remember
Jesus.
being.
Fashion Dreamer from Xseed is
I think I was making food as this was happening.
was a game where you walk around and you're fashion. You're a fashionista. You're an influencer, and then you're talking to the other influencers in a weird fashion world full of fashion. You can hit the like button on their hot threads. You can use the in-game money to dress up.
It's really not all that interesting.
Outfits.
Jeff is trying desperately.
It sucks.
If you want to play a fashion game on there, Fashion Police came out on the Switch not that long ago.
Yeah, Fashion Police rules.
Fashion Police is awesome.
But I mean, that's just like you and I are like, what is this? Where's the machine gun? And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, that's in Fashion Police.
That's what you should totally play.
Yeah, this game is weird. I don't know if it's like an MMO or if it's like some kind of weird asynchronous multiplayer thing where you're like judging other people's fucking
I think it's just
gear.
a normal little
Single player
dress-up
game where you just
Yeah.
walk around in a world full of soulless mannequin-eyed morons
that
and
happens, man.
hit the like button. Look at this lady. She hasn't slept in years. Look at her face.
So she's next to the
But
energy drink.
See, it
machine.
says about this player muse. I think this is going to be like one of those Wii
maybe-
things where it uploads other people's styles.
Yeah, that's what I was
into your
gonna say.
game.
It's gonna be like the Me Market area or whatever.
Yeah.
Where they just randomly show up.
What was that game that had the Metopia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
It's going to be
Miitopia.
like that,
Or like Splatoon.
except with fashion people doing the fashions. God, this sucks. Okay, here's what doesn't suck. Here's what doesn't suck. Dead Cells Return to Castlevania does not suck.
It looks awesome.
It looks fucking great. They actually showed some gameplay.
Well, vampires suck, but that's different.
They showed Richter and Alucard's in there. You're gonna be fighting Death. You're gonna be fighting Dracula. You got all the Castlevania stuff. You got whips and boomerangs and
It looks great.
and enemies. They got the skelly bones and like harpies and all kinds of stuff. It absolutely looks fucking fantastic. And the whole skin pack of it looks great too. Like just the way I really wish that they would have just, instead of making this a pack for Dead Cells, they would have just hired Twin Stick or Twin whatever their name is, and then like just like let them make a new Castlevania game from scratch.
Well, they found like they didn't think they were going to even let them do what they did.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, we're just going to get maybe like a weapon or two. And they're like, do whatever the fuck you want. They're like, really? And that's what ended up happening here.
Yep. March 6th, this is coming out. So not even that long to wait.
I'm also really happy they leaned into like the whip weapons and everything, because a lot of people are very much like swords and like fuck you guys, whips all the way.
Yep. We're gonna come back to Castlevania later because I have a thought about a Castlevania adjacent thing. So, Bithell Games showed off Tron Identity, which is that Bithell Games game. This appears to just be a visual novel.
Yeah.
Like,
It made me kind of laugh because it was like, look at this exciting game, and it shows the light cycles, and they're just there.
Right. Yeah. It's unclear to me whether there's like an actual, like whether there's more of a gimmick here that we're not seeing.
Well, the only gimmick they said was like your choices change the plot.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, I guess.
So,
which is easier to do when things are just standing still.
I do have to say that for a visual novel, like the Tron aesthetic is more striking.
It is,
because there's just a lot of neon and kind of interesting characters with neon on them.
It carries it much more than I thought it would.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how that one works out. I really liked. Was the last one like what was it called? Like the Solitaire Conspiracy or whatever? Was that the last one that he made?
One with Greg Miller.
Little Greggy Miller. Yep. Yeah. I like that game in spite of.
It's a nice game.
The Greg Miller.
He's such an integral part of that game.
Oh, what can I say?
Talks to you a lot.
Okay, but now for that real shit.
This is the first time it was like what Jeff wants.
What Jeff
in
wants.
Quite some time.
Well, no, that's not true. I want the Castlevania DLC for Dead Cells because I love Dead Cells.
That's true,
but yes,
but it was one of your wish list ones, is what I mean.
Yes, this is one of those things
because you make this joke a lot.
I do
over the years.
I do.
Like I don't remember. Like literally the last time it wasn't even that long ago.
Yep. Every time there's a Phoenix Attorney thing, I'm like, release Ghost Trick, you cowards! And finally they were like, we're sick of Jeff talking about it, we're gonna release Ghost Trick, and yeah. I'm really glad that they're doing this. I think that the remaster on this looks absolutely fantastic.
It looks amazing.
The thing is that originally it was a DS game, so it was a touchscreen game, but I cannot wait for you all to get to play Ghost Trick because, I mean, I don't know. You can always overhype something too much, but I don't feel like there's been a lot of Ghost Trick hype over the years. I feel like it's just me with my one candle in the back, like, play Ghost Trick! And everybody's like, Phoenix Wright! Phoenix Wright! And I'm like,
true.
Ghost Trick!
There are a lot of Ghost Trick fans, but yeah, there's just... It was one of the rarest games for a while because they didn't sell well at the time, which is a shame because it's a lot of fun.
It is.
Also, it had a lot of... I always bring this up every time Ghost Trick comes up. It had a lot of webcomic advertising.
Yeah.
Where they hired a bunch of webcomic artists to make their own comic based on the concept of it. And they were all really fun. And I always think of the Dr. McNinja one every time.
You know what? I should actually briefly say what Ghost Trick is.
Yes, we should actually talk about what Ghost Trick is.
You start as a guy who gets killed, and then you're a ghost, and then basically like you're put in the series of situations, most of which are protecting this person. I'm being intentionally vague so that people don't get spoiled. I'm not going to do any spoilers, but basically what you do is you have like an area, and you kind of have a time. You have a actions are going to happen, and your job is as a poltergeist to kind of like make little Rube Goldberg things happen to change the outcome of the scene a little bit at a time. And the thing is that that may sound very vanilla when you hear it come out of my face. But imagine, because this is by the same people that made Ace Attorney, like if you just described Ace Attorney as like, it's just kind of a court visual novel.
Yeah,
right?
I've had a really hard time convincing people to play Ace Attorney because it's hard to describe it without spoiling something.
Yeah, because that's not saying, it's like, yes, it technically is a visual novel, but when Phoenix Wright fucking slams his hands down on the table and you hear that objection, you're like, oh,
when the music kicks in, you're like, this is the best fucking thing ever.
Phoenix Wright's about to go down, and then you hear bring, and you're like, oh shit, it's going down. So Ghost Trick is amazing. It's fantastic. I want you all to buy 1 million copies of it so that they make a sequel. And it's coming out summer of this year.
And it looks fantastic.
It really
I was
does.
very excited.
It's got such a very like a very simple presentation that it translates well from a DS screen to this, and the fact that like a lot of the most important parts were 3D means that they can up-res those, and like they really hold up super well.
Yeah,
so.
I think it up-reses even better than the Phoenix Wright games did.
Yeah. Can't wait. Cannot wait one little bit. Cannot wait. Let's see. From there, we got
Deca Police.
Deca Police, which is like some kind of VR JRPG murder mystery.
I call it a fusion of Ace Attorney and like the Final Fantasy Persona RPG kind of idea.
Okay.
Because it's so fucking weird.
Wait, which one is the Final Fantasy Persona RPG? Those are two different franchises.
It's a turn-based game.
Oh, okay.
Or turn-based combat. Because there's a lot of Ace Attorney like solving shit.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of turn-based combat.
And the characters they all look like they're 9.
Yeah, they're all very like
chibi.
Yeah, they're either chibi or like that sort of 17-year-old, 16-year-old prodigy looking person.
Yeah.
But the problem is I can't tell because everyone looks like that in this game.
It does kind of look sort of interesting, especially the weird like turn-based combat of it all. Like, it's very weird. It's kind of like, I don't know, what the JRPG studios, they rolled the Mad Libs, and this time they came up with Ace Attorney meets Persona.
Yeah. And this is being made by Level 5.
Yeah.
Who are mostly known as well for the Professor Layton games.
As well as Rogue Galaxy and Dark Cloud. They made those ones as well.
They make a lot of really interesting things.
Yeah.
And Nintendo, like this game, okay, the best way to describe this game to people is it looks like something that would have came out on the PlayStation Vita. That's like, that sounds bad, but that's not a bad thing because the Vita had a lot of games like that.
I feel like here, let me revise a little bit. It's like it's a game that like your nerd friends were like, you have to buy a Vita to play this game. No, seriously, trust me. Like,
it's like
I
Gravity
wouldn't
Rush.
tell you.
Gravity Rush is exactly what it was like that back
or
then.
even kind of Persona 4, right around that time.
Or Danganronpa was another thing with the Vita or the PSPs.
Yeah. Deca Police coming out sometime this year. Hard to describe. Go watch the trailer.
It's a bit hard to describe, but it looks like a lot of fun.
From there, we got a new trailer for Cereza and the Lost Demon. Michael, what did you think about this trailer for Cereza and the Lost Demon?
It's charming.
Yeah.
It's a Bayonetta origin story, and I like the idea of it where it's like she's not actually fighting. Mm-hmm. She's actually the support character.
Yeah.
So you control both at the same time. And I think that's really interesting because it's not a Bayonetta game. And I think that's absolutely fucking fascinating.
Yeah, I'm a little I don't know. Like, this is, I guess the thing is, when I was watching this, I realized that like I'm not quite as excited for this as I have been for some of the other Bayonetta properties. And it's because this isn't the sort of thing I come to Bayonetta for.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I think it's so weird that it even exists.
Yeah. So I don't know. It seems kind of interesting, but it's also
like if Halo became a card game.
You know what? I'd be willing to bet. I don't know if there's been an interview where they've already said this. So if they have, just, don't mind me. I'm not like trying to pretend like I'm a smarterson. But like, this seems like it might have started out as bonus levels for Bayonetta 3.
I feel like it was like, it's okay. The best way I could put it, it's like the Captain Toad of Bayonetta is what it feels like.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I feel like you're saying, I feel like this was supposed to be maybe some flashback type things going on in Bayonetta 3. That somebody was like, why don't we just turn that into its own separate thing? The way Captain Toad was its own random thing in Super Mario 3D World, and then it became its own game.
Yeah, like, and two reasons for that. One is that there was some flashback in time stuff in Bayonetta 3, where you would turn into young Bayonetta, aka Cereza, and then also Cheshire, the character of Cheshire was. God, what's her face? The punk rock ladies. It was like that was her weapon in Bayonetta 3, and they never explained where Cheshire came from in Bayonetta 3. Also, Bayonetta 3 had whole levels where you played as Jean that were like side-scrolling stealth action levels, like elevator action, basically. Yeah. And so the idea of having something that was like an isometric other thing, I got the feeling that Bayonetta need another year in the fucking pressure cooker and just got kind of
absolutely.
shoved out the door. So
I feel like this is definitely was something that was supposed to be in the middle of all that.
yeah. But yeah, anyway, we found out that's coming out in March 17th. Looks all right. Like, you know, it doesn't look bad or anything. It's just, again,
It's different.
you know, if the next God of War game was like a farming simulator, I'd be like, doesn't seem bad. Not what I'm looking for out of this
Yeah.
franchise.
The one time you fight enemies, like they're coming for your crops,
Right,
And
right.
then- but you can't fight because you got to tender the things. So Atreus does it for you. You're like, what's happening?
You got to set up the plants. You got to set up the pea shooters to shoot down the
Yeah.
Draugr that are coming for your crops. From there, we got a big update for Splatoon 3. This is another one of those ones where I just don't really know what I'm looking at. Like, there's
what they did was they brought back the hub world to I think either the first or the second game,
oh, okay,
and that's what was like so exciting because that guy's from the first game,
okay,
and so they're just like, yeah, you can do all the things you normally would have done in the normal hub world, but in this hub world now.
okay, all right,
That's what they were explaining it as.
okay. So that's Inkopolis.
Yeah, which was the original hub world.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. That makes more sense. The weirdest thing though was the second DLC, which was like looked like fucking Nier.
Yeah,
Look at like
I don't
Splatoon
really-
meets Nier.
It has all these like weird imagery sequences, and everything's black and white
Yeah.
except for the character standing in the middle.
Yeah,
You're like, what is happening?
I don't know. They didn't explain very much
No,
about
they
this.
just called it. What was it?
Oh God, what
They give
is it?
they give it a name. Side order,
yes,
I think is what it's called.
yes.
And you're just like, what the absolute fuck?
I don't know if this is like more single player content.
I don't know. That's the thing.
They're actually making like narrative single player content as opposed to just like those weird battle arenas like you and I played the
Yeah.
so yeah, those are spring of this year. Wave 1 Inkopolis is coming out. I don't know. I'm still glad that Splatoon has a home because it's a very unique game.
You want to know what I found out recently?
What's that?
Is that one of the main reasons is it's doing better in Japan than it does anywhere else.
That
That
makes
sold
sense.
10 million, and like 6 of that million was like just Japan.
Wow, crazy. Let's
It's kind of like the way
see.
Monster Hunter used to be for Capcom.
Disney's Illusion Island. This is the Mario and Friends side-scrolling action-adventure game. Got a release date on July 28th.
It's very Rayman. What Legends was that the name of it?
A little bit, yeah.
It has that kind of look and feel, and it's got the 4-player stuff to it.
I need to see how it. I need to see how it feels in the hand because it's got a lot going on.
I like it a lot though, but I'm
Yeah?
sure it's going to be like real easy though.
Maybe, I don't know. They focused a lot on like the idea that you would be playing it with friends. You'd be playing it co-op.
Yeah, they show a lot of co-op stuff going on in it.
Which is to me a little weird because I've always found that side-scrolling action co-op is just like a clusterfuck from minute
Oh.
one.
1,000%. I've never played a game that's like this is a platform where you can play with somebody at the same time.
Yeah.
that's never gone
Horribly wrong.
batshit insane.
Yeah.
I remember. I ever tell you the story of when me and my brothers put Ultimate Alliance 2 together, all 4 of us?
No.
That was one of the worst fucking gaming experiences of my entire life because I couldn't get them to do the specials you're supposed to do together to save our lives.
Oh, the team ups.
We couldn't beat we couldn't beat Electro
Oh my
because
God.
they couldn't. I kept being like, do the special, and they just wouldn't do it. I was like, fuck me.
Oh my God. We gotta hurry.
We're like not even halfway through this
We gotta
thing.
hurry. We gotta hurry. Fire Emblem Engage's expansion pass has more Fire Emblem guys.
Yeah, it adds more of the stand emblem people.
Soren and Hector and a bunch of other people whose you'd have no idea who the fuck
Crom
they
and
are.
Robin are the most known ones. Oh, that and Camilla,
Oh yeah, I think her too. Right.
waifu from one
She
of the
got
games.
the big booba, so
It's hard,
people.
it's hard to forget her.
Yeah. Was she from the one where it was like one side was samurai and then the other side was all like
She was
dark and goth and
She
stuff?
was from the
Okay.
goth side,
Okay.
if I remember correctly.
And then yeah,
But Crom
Robin.
and his bro Robin,
Yep.
who are totally hetero and not dating each other.
When I played that game, Robin was a lady, and Veronica, and blah 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 blah. Also, there's some story stuff. some new story stuff. The Fell Xenologue is getting unlocked, Michael.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that means.
Michael, the Fell Xenologue is getting unlocked. Fucking what? Anyway,
Or your VTuber has to help people. I don't really know.
Yeah.
But that's available today.
Yeah. Yes.
Or whenever that came out. Which would have been like a day or two ago.
Yes, it is already out. Harmony: The Fall of Reverie is the latest game from Don't Nod, who announced a different game. That was the Hunter, the weird Hunter game with the ghost lady.
Yeah.
This is different. This is like
because these guys did Life is Strange, and this is closer to that, I think.
It was Don't Nod the original Life is Strange, or were they the ones that did the like?
I heard they did something for Life is Strange because people kept calling them a Life is Strange developer.
There's two developers that keep doing stuff for Life is Strange. Anyway, this seems like another weird kind of like visual novel, but then there's like a bunch of kind of like moral choices and cosmic deities, and you can ally yourself with like certain aspects, and there's a lot of like hand animation. I don't know. It seems like a lot of work for.
It's a really gorgeous looking game.
Yeah, okay. They were the ones that did the original Life is Strange, and then Life is Strange 2, and they did Vampire between those.
Oh, okay.
And they did Tell Me Why, and then Twin Mirror.
Tell Me Why.
And yeah, Banishers Ghosts of the New Eden was the game that they announced.
Okay, that's what it was.
This is obviously, I think, some kind of spin-off side project, obviously.
I think it looks kind of cool. But it all depends on how it plays out, I think.
It depends on how compelling the story is for me, because
all that too. But it looks really gorgeous. Like, it's not like that 3D Life is Strange look.
Yeah.
It looks like something. It looks like a Netflix show. Is another way of putting it.
I can see that.
That sounds like a bad thing, but it's not.
Yeah, this is one of those ones where I think that in order to get me really excited for it, I need somebody to explain to me what the fuck is going on.
It's fair.
They didn't explain very well.
It's hard to explain something that's always the way they like anything they make has always been hard to explain.
Yeah,
they've always been that kind of developer. But then people play it and they're like, it's the best thing ever.
Yeah,
like I could not explain Life is Strange to anybody. I really could not.
Neither can I because I didn't play it. Let's see. From there, we got Octopath Traveler 2 trailer. This game is out in like a week and a half or something like that. Like
it was mostly mentioned there's a demo.
Yep, there's a demo. And your progress will transfer over into the main game. I really hope that they fixed the thing about Octopath was once I found out that none of the stories really connected, I kind of lost interest in it.
Which is weird because wasn't that the point of the whole Octopath thing?
No, I don't believe so. It was mostly they were like all different little individual stories, and then maybe they re-released Live Alive, and they were like, "Oh, right, that's what people want. Let's connect them for God's sake."
Yeah, I could have sworn they were connected if you did it right or something like that.
I think they had a tenuous connection at the end, but I know that one of the big complaints was that they didn't have much of a connection.
That must be what it was then.
Let's see. We Love Katamari Reroll Plus Royal Reverie is on the way. Is this the second Katamari game?
Yeah, this is the second one.
Okay.
The remake of the second one. Because the first one was just called Katamari Damacy.
Okay.
But this was the one that they're releasing I don't know if this was part of the original one, which is the second part of it where you can play like a young version of the King of Cosmos.
Oh, okay.
And he was a prince for a bunch of challenges. That's what the Royal Reverie or whatever it says is actually part of.
Cool.
But it looks like a lot. It looks like a lot of fun. I don't know. I don't remember the plot of it, to be honest. I honestly don't remember the plot of even the original one. I just knew it as the weird ass rolling everything around to make stars or something.
You were trying to make stars because the King of Cosmos lost all of them or something.
Something like he destroyed them all.
Something.
I don't remember
to make
how.
new ones by rolling them up.
Did he get drunk or something, or am I making that up?
I don't know. King Cosmos. He's a weird guy, man.
He's a really weird dude. I love him, but he's a weird dude.
Yeah.
But it's been a long time since I played either of these games. Because they were wacky as shit even then.
Let's see. Oh, this isn't even on my list. Or wait, is it? Is this Sea of Stars?
Yeah, this is Sea of Stars.
Okay. Yeah, Sabotage Sea of Stars. So we got kind of a montage. Sea of Stars. This actually has a demo, which I'm really excited about because this is the next one from the people that made The Messenger.
Oh, okay.
It's been on my thing for a long time where The Messenger is Ninja Gaiden. This is like Secret of Mana, basically.
Yeah, I can see that.
But it takes place in the same world as The Messenger.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just like I think it's like a prequel.
What a strange fucking universe.
That takes place a long time before that. And I haven't played the demo yet, but I heard some good stuff from a few folks. Very cool. very much looking forward to this and trying it out. Let's see. We also had, this is Omega Strikers, which is some kind of like multiplayer Windjammers thing where you got like a 3-on-3 kind of air hockey multiplayer thing. I'm really confused though by this fucking Wrecking Ball meets Meowscles hamster guy.
I don't know what to call it because it's freaking me out. Because he's got such a tiny head.
Yeah.
But he's real slow, so I guess that's one of those ideas where he can block a lot of things, but he's like easy to get around.
I don't know. Do you like Windjammers? Are you looking for new Windjammers? This looks like more Windjammers to me, but
well, it's just it's the trend where a developer's like, what if we took this really simple concept and added anime people to it or something like that? That happens like that's. I feel like that's how Knockout City became a thing.
True. Let's see. From there, Michael, hold on to your hat because Etrian Odyssey is getting remade and re-released.
I have no fucking idea what that is.
Etrian Odyssey 1, 2, and 3. It's like old school dungeon crawlers. I'm pretty sure these were DS games because this is one of those like you have to draw your own map.
Oh God.
And I'm like,
fuck that.
I've done that. I played Persona Q and I fucking hated it from the second one. Like, there's nothing that looks incredibly offensive about this except for that part, and so I will not be playing this game even a little bit.
I'm not going to touch it personally.
I say
it looks nice
until the week it comes out. There's nothing else out, and I'm like, I guess
because they did a lot of work on these designs.
Yeah,
but I think that's really the only main thing that I know of that seems to be different.
Yeah,
but I didn't know anything about it to begin with. So
yep. Let's see. That's coming out June 1st. From there, we finally got a new release date for Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp.
Yeah, thanks to things that I will not mention, it was delayed.
Yes.
And there was no idea when it was going to come out because it was supposed to be out ages ago.
Yeah, like early last year, last year, something like that.
Something like that. And people were looking forward to it, and then something happened.
Things happened in the real world.
Things happened.
There was some violence that made it so that releasing a game about how fun war is didn't seem like it would be a prudent thing.
The funniest thing is that this is most people forget that this isn't the only thing that got delayed because of that. GoldenEye, the GoldenEye re-release was supposed to happen beforehand.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that was because there was it got leaked that was supposed to happen.
Oh,
and then they were like, because they never announced the GoldenEye thing. They were going to announce it, and then what happened, and then they're like, I don't think it's a good idea to make a game or release this game at the moment, and so they pushed it way back.
All right, we gotta keep going. Anyway, April 21st, Advance Wars rules. Advance Wars 1 and 2. They're really fun games.
They're really fun.
They're really fun little tactics games.
I hope it sells well.
But boy, okay, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe is coming out. There's a new epilogue where you play as what's he called? Like Magalore? Magalore.
Yeah, he's like the interdimensional traveler.
Yeah, he's like, and so this is you mentioned before Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. I feel like this is the Kirby version of Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
Kind of, yeah.
You don't have any of your powers, and you've got to like kind of gain them back a little bit at a time, and then you can like level up certain powers. It's fine.
Well, it's the thing that Nintendo's been doing with their re-releases, where they're like, look, we can re-release this, but I think we should add like one other thing to it.
Yeah,
because they did that with Bowser. They did that with 3D World when they did Bowser's Fury. Because that thing isn't that long to be like, and this thing probably isn't that long either. They say it's kind of long. What they say sounds long, but when you play it, probably isn't that much longer than what you think it is.
Sure.
Because you have to beat the game or something to even unlock it.
Yeah, it's an epilogue, so you have to get all the way to the end of the main game to unlock it. Anyway, I don't care about Kirby, and I don't care about Magalore. February 24th. Let's see.
There's also a demo, apparently.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we had two announcements. One sucks, and the other one does not suck. The first announcement was that Game Boy games are coming to Nintendo Switch Online. This sucks.
Why does it suck?
Because
I get to play Tetris.
Dude, like, I'm sorry. Game Boy games suck assholes. I
they
had a Game
don't.
Boy. Yes, they
No,
do.
they don't.
They are bad versions of better games.
Gold Super Mario Land 2 is
No.
the bomb.
No, I would never. Would you rather play Super Mario Land 2 or Super Mario World?
I'd probably play Super Mario Land 2 because I don't have time to beat Super Mario World right now.
I think that Game Boy games the Game Boy was amazing when it came out. It was a great system, and that I could see why it has some amount of nostalgia. It was also ugly as shit, low resolution. Most of the games on it sucked.
You don't want to play Samus 2, Jeff?
No. And not just that, but they had
That's Samus 2 Metroid 2.
Game & Watch Gallery. This is
Okay,
a
the choices are actually the weirdest part because they went Alone in the Dark after Game & Watch. It's like, what the fuck?
Game & Watch Gallery is like a Game Boy Color simulation of Game & Watch.
Yep.
If there's anything that I hate more than Game Boy, it's Game & Watch. And like some people may have just like, oh, charming nostalgia. Like, bitch, I had Street Fighter 2 on the Tiger Electronics because there didn't used to be a Game Boy, and that was the only way that you could play a video game on the run was with these really crappity crap games.
I had a few of those. I hope there is one game that's on it that I hope eventually will come out.
What's that?
Which was it was the Donkey Kong. I think it's called Donkey Kong 94 to people. It was a version of Donkey Kong that once you beat it, it becomes like more like the modern Mario versus Donkey Kong games, but it was like back then.
Yeah.
And it's actually a really unique Game Boy game.
Okay,
I
so
hope that comes out eventually.
this sucks. Everybody's on board with that, right? Everybody's on board. Everybody realizes
Tetris is multiplayer, guys.
fucking Game Boy games suck. What doesn't suck is Game Boy Advance games, and those are also on here. But these are from the expansion pass, and this is actually, I think, super cool because you get like Minish Cap and like the Super Mario Brothers 3 like re-release.
Well, what's cool about the Super Mario Brothers 3 one is that a lot of people forget about these. Is the you remember the e-reader?
Yep.
So the e-reader for Mario Brothers Advanced 4, is that what it was? It gave you extra levels and shit, and so those you can't access them anymore because nobody has any of those.
Right.
But with this Switch version, it's going to have all that stuff attached to it.
WarioWare. The first one.
Yes.
The best one. That's
Mega
on
Micro
there.
Games.
And then everybody's favorite Kurikin.
Everyone loves Kur, whatever.
Mario Kart Super Circuit.
That game's very solid.
Yep. Like, the Game Boy had some really, really good games. Super Mario RPG, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, and was there one more? Oh, yeah, Minish Cap. It was Minish Cap. I think this is like, what? Is it the only Zelda game that was... No, the CDI ones don't count because they're a war crime. But, like, Capcom made a Zelda game. Like, people forget sometimes that Minish Cap exists.
Did I ever tell you I found copies of those CDI ones?
God, no.
I found them in San Marcos at half price.
I'm going to drag you in front of the Hague if you keep telling me this fucking story about those horrible, horrible games.
I just assumed they were like horror cruxes or whatever that you had to break.
Yeah.
To kill Miyamoto.
Oh my god. Anyway, this is great because there are a shitload of Game Boy Advance games that are all really good and would all be great options for the Switch.
And the best thing about this is anything that has a multiplayer mode has you can do online. Or not, but at least the ones that are like compatible apparently.
And then they show in the future there's Metroid Fusion. I can run that shit off of Raspberry Pi. The original or one of the Fire Emblem release, F-Zero, Golden Sun. Like, there's a lot of really... But see, okay, but then here's the thing. Everybody forgot, but I didn't forget.
What's that?
Because now that there's Game Boy Advance emulation, it means that they might put those fucking Castlevania games on the Switch. They might put Circle of the... Oh, no, they're not going to because Konami did the re-release of them, did they?
Yeah.
I don't know. Nintendo might be able to browbeat Konami into letting them do that shit.
They'll let them do it. They do that Sega thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But what makes me happy about this now, though, is that once Fusion comes out, that means somebody with a Switch can play Metroid 1 through 5. Because the original Metroid 2,
the 2 remake, Super Metroid,
Fusion.
Yeah, Super Metroid's on the expand or is on the
it's already on there, and then Fusion, and then Dread,
and maybe someday they'll be able to play everything that came before that. Who knows?
Yeah. That'd be great.
Anyway, that shit came out today. That shit came out last week.
Yes.
So, Anyway, no need to keep being coy for that much longer. Metroid Prime got remastered. It was interesting because it got remastered, it got announced, and it got released all in the same day last week.
So apparently it's been a rumor for a long time.
Yeah, I don't trust fucking Nintendo rumors. Everybody's just like, it turns out that fucking One Punch Man's going to be in Smash Brothers. And I'm just like, fuck you.
That would be funny.
Like, there's no way to tell the real shit from the dumb shit when it comes to Nintendo rumors.
Well, that's game rumors in general.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
My uncle at Nintendo told me this was happening.
$40. This is actually like a full re-release, like a full like they went back and they zhuzhed it up.
Yeah, it's not like an up-res.
Yeah.
That's what like a lot of remasters tend to be lately. It's closer. I explained to Jeff that it reminded me of Halo Anniversary.
Yeah.
Where they redid all of the visuals.
Yes.
Although this one also did the controls as well.
Yes. So yeah, it looks fantastic. It runs at 1080p. I installed it and then booted up to be like, wow, well, maybe we should play this. And now I'm halfway through the game. I'm just I turned around and I was like, where did the last 3 hours go? Oh fuck, I've been playing Metroid.
It's hard not to.
So it runs at a solid 60 frames per second. It never dips. It looks sharp as hell. Like, it doesn't have to have any artifacting because, it was just like a GameCube game that's been re-released.
Yeah.
It runs smooth as silk. And then I cannot stress this enough. You can use the thumbsticks like a modern FPS shooter as opposed to the weird move around with one thumbstick and then like hold down a button to change your looking. Whatever it was that the original controls were, it was clunky. And this is not clunky. This is fucking buttery smooth.
And this game means it's a lot to a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
I remember. You remember Patrick?
Yeah.
He had a big old tattoo of it on his arm, and I always remember that being really cool.
Oh, like the gun?
Yeah, he had the Samus's gun on his arm. Like it was like this whole like forearm. I always being like, that's fucking cool as shit. What he's up to?
I think I kind of petered out eventually with the Prime series, mostly because of some kind of like control wonkiness.
Well, the third one became all motion controlled.
Yeah.
And back then that's a big no-no. Well, even now, to be honest, is kind of a no-no.
Yeah.
But especially then, it was not exactly as well received as they probably hoped.
But this makes the second time because the thing is that they
also a later release, I think, too, for the Wii.
Yes, they re-released the Zelda the Skyward Sword, and I thought that re-release was fucking incredible. Like I played it all the way to the end. I fucking thought it was really great. And this to me is somewhat similar. This is very exciting. Like, I'm super glad that they did that, and they're going to be releasing a physical copy, but the digital version came out last week. Go get it. Go play it. Metroid Prime 1.
I may get the physical one.
Yeah.
Because I just bought a car, so.
You don't just keep an emergency Metroid fund like sitting around just in case Nintendo stealth drops Metroid on you?
I do have an emergency Phoenix Wright button, though.
Okay.
But that one hasn't been used in a while.
So, let's see, Michael. Do we think that eventually they're going to release all three?
I hope. Well,
I think it depends on sales, maybe?
I think it depends on how easy it is to get 3 to work without motion controls.
Okay.
Because I can see them doing 2 really easily.
Mm-hmm.
3 is the only one that I'm iffy on.
Okay. I don't even know.
Because I have a feeling it's going to sell really well.
Yeah. And then if they do all 3 of them, then they can sell the 3-pack
it with 4
all together. Oh, yeah.
Very easily.
Or, they could have 3 ready and then be like, if you pre-order 4, you get early access to Metroid Prime 3.
There's a lot of ways they could make that work.
Yeah. Very exciting. Oh, boy. We're almost out of time here, and I think we're going to save some of the bigger stuff. Oh, okay. It's nothing big until the end. Okay. Master Detective Archives Rain Code is that weird. I believe this is from the Danganronpa.
This is the Danganronpa guys, yeah. And this is another Ace Attorney / Persona type thing.
Yeah,
I feel, and it's fucking weird as shit.
It's completely berserk. It's just like 100%. Like, okay, so this kid has like some magical ghost detective powers, and he's got a bunch of kooky friends, and they're all got their own powers that they can use to solve mysteries. And then Oh wait, also the guy's ghost turns into a big boob lady when they go into like the combat dungeons or whatever, and
Yeah,
turns
it's
into
fucking fascinating.
Bowsette and starts punching people or something. I don't know what the fuck is going on here.
He's a detective. That's
He's a
all I know.
detective. Yeah, it's a mystery game. Everybody wants a piece of that Ace Attorney money, but yeah, it's really, really, really weird. Go look at the trailer. It's very weird. I'm sure that what's her face, whatever her name is going to be very popular on the internet.
Absolutely. She probably already is, as far as I know.
Yep. She just looks kind of like Bowsette a little bit.
I can see that.
Anyway, June 30th, that's coming out. Is there an obscure JRPG that Nintendo will not re-release? If there is, I haven't seen it yet.
That's
because
true.
Batten Kaitos 1 and 2.
I've never heard of this fucking thing
These
ever.
are GameCube JRPGs. We're up to GameCube JRPGs. And yet I still have to, I still can't play Eternal Darkness without dusting off my GameCube. So,
Yep. It'll happen eventually.
dusting off my copy of Dolphin. This is weird, Michael, because this seems like a pretty all right JRPG, but I don't have any fucking idea what Baiten Kaitos is.
I have no idea what the fuck this is. I've never heard of it in my entire life.
It's like some kind of card battling JRPG, and I don't know. And again, this is one of those ones where they could have made a slightly more informative trailer to explain to me what this game is, as opposed to explaining to me the systems of this game and how it's being remastered. Okay, but no, I need something more basic, like who is the main character and what the fuck is going on here, not like here's how the card battle system works. So
I'm sure someone is excited, but I've never heard of these fucking things.
Yep, that's coming out summer of this year. Fantasy Life, The Girl Who Steals Time. This to me seems like one of those weird spin-offs of like the Harvest Moon things.
I can see that. I don't know anything about this either.
It's some kind of farming Animal Cross. It's one of those it's one of them Animal Crossing. Look at that. Those are Animal Crossing trees right there.
Oh, 100%.
It's some kind of Animal Crossing bullshit. I don't really understand it. There's some mild combat. Apparently, this genre of games sells really well because there's like 8 of them in the last year. So
yeah, people like doing things that. Okay, for some reason, people outside of America, love very like generic, like everyday task things.
Yeah,
that's why there's so many like farming simulators, because Europe loves that shit.
Yep. So that's coming out sometime this year. And then the last thing we're going to say before we take a break is Professor Layton. There's a new Layton game.
He's back, baby.
Professor Layton in the new world of Steam.
Solving mysteries and freaking making me angry at puzzles.
Yep. Looks like Professor Layton, all right. That's one Professor Layton for you in a world full of Steams and gears. That's all we know.
Yeah.
Very short. Very short.
Not even like a time frame.
Yep. And with that, we're going to go ahead and take a break because the last thing was the biggest thing.
Yes.
And it's the thing that you've all been waiting for. And so I'm going to make you wait. I'm going to make you wait a little bit more.
That's Cooking Mama.
That's
She's
right.
back.
Mm-hmm.
And in POC form.
There's a new Cooking Mama game. Sorry, I spoiled the surprise. I'm going to go. I'm going to go prepare a soup and a salad during this break real fast. But we'll be right back. So stick around. And Michael, mobilesyrup.com fucked me. I'm sorry. There was more. I would have gone through all the rest of this before we took a break because there was still more until we got to the big stuff. There's a bunch of new courses for Mario Kart.
Well, it's one new course.
It's one new course.
And Birdo. Those are the things.
The end. We got a montage of Blanc, the cute story about the deer and the little wolf cub that is obviously going to end in like tragedy.
Oh, absolutely. There's no way it's not going to end in tragedy.
Yeah. Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection, April 14th. If you're into battle networks, you can battle all the networks You can do a whole trace route or something. I don't know.
Very popular series.
Have a Nice Death, March 22nd. Have a Nice Death looks rad. I can't wait to play that game.
It looks amazing.
Really good. WSCE Baseball Power Pros is out today if you want to play a weird baseball game with a bunch of weird motherfuckers.
Yep.
Some new updates for Disney Dreamlight Valley are happening. Great. Tales of Symphonia Remastered, that's already been out for a little while on other platforms. It's coming out in February. And then finally, there we go. Now, finally, Legend of Zelda, the keys of the kingdom, the tears of your mother, whatever it's called. We got a big old new trailer for Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah. So what? The biggest thing here was there was a full release date.
Yes.
May 12th.
The collector's edition was announced.
Yes.
As well. Mm-hmm. And the amiibos are not dead.
Yes.
New amiibo.
There's going to be a new amiibo.
So currently, I don't know if they're sold out yet, but it was on pre-order last I checked.
This definitely looks like a darker Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild was pretty dark on its own.
It was.
Like,
it's like the darkest timeline outside of the one where Link doesn't exist.
Yeah. Like he's got like a corrupted arm or something. He's got some kind of weird arm problem.
Well, I saw something I didn't even notice originally.
Yeah.
That's in the logo. Mm-hmm. Is that the Master Sword's all fucked up?
Yeah, it's got like corruption on it.
Yeah, it's like it's like dissolved basically.
Yeah. Yeah, so it looks like a bunch more Breath of the Wild. I think I read somewhere they were talking about like, yeah, it kind of looks like Breath of the Wild. And I'm like, that's all right. I can go for more Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
like,
what they did is, as far as I can tell, is they expanded the map even more so than it did before.
Yeah.
And added a lot of crazy shit to it.
Added some crazy new stuff. Some
Not a
new
bad
puzzles.
thing.
Yeah, I got no problem with that whatsoever. I'm sure that this is Link's final chapter. He will die and never come back in another video game ever again.
It'll be a Zelda game. From then on.
I do have a question about this one thing. There was a very brief part where they show him like pulling a tire out of like the muck, and then it shows him driving. Well, it looks like it's like a big plank with wheels on it. It looks like the Banjo-Kazooie
nuts and bolts,
right? Like
that's the joke I've heard from everyone.
Okay,
is that it's Zelda, Legend of Zelda nuts and bolts. Somebody even made like a meme of it that showed it.
Well, the thing is that I was thinking about how like, hey, you know what? If there's a new mechanic in this game, because they also show really briefly in silhouette like flying a balloon, right?
This has to be inspired by like all the crazy shit people did in the game.
People putting the little Octorok stomachs or whatever and flying across the map. And I'm like, oh, if there's like a whole build your own like traversal mechanism thing in here, I'm cool with that.
I'm totally down for that.
Yeah. Anyway, they knocked it so far out of the park with the original Breath of the Wild that whatever they want, they've got the credit in my book. They've got the like, yeah, I will give it a shot credit. I'm
very excited, but so is the rest of the internet.
Yes,
because we're finally getting the new Zelda game.
Yep,
and because man, we were kind of worried there for a minute.
Oh, that'll be delayed.
Yeah, because that happens so often with Nintendo games. Because Nintendo is one of the few companies that still full-heartedly agrees with the idea that we'll just delay it because it's not ready,
right?
Kind of thing. And we were expecting maybe them to be like, well, there's no release date still. It'll be later in the year or something.
Right.
But instead, we got everything, pretty much, and I'm very excited.
Looks great.
But I still have yet to beaten the first one.
Oh, Michael, come on.
I keep forgetting. I just never went back to it. I started it this time, at least. I just never went back to it. Too many things.
I loaded it up and then I closed it and opened up Metroid Prime and played more Metroid Prime. So
one of the reasons I stopped for a bit is because my brain was like, load screens, damn.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm now not used to them. And it's a little choppier than I was hoping.
Mm-hmm. But it definitely is.
Because it's a Switch game.
Yep. It looks absolutely fantastic, though. I really can't wait for this. It'll be interesting. We got a really strong year.
We did. We are so
this
far.
Year.
I was worried that the first half of the year wasn't going to be that strong, but so far it's been really exciting.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. The rest of February is just fucking packed to the gills with stuff. Yeah, and so that was Nintendo Direct. Again, like I think that the high points were, you know, there was a lot of stuff that we already knew about.
The high points were a lot higher than, because a lot of these Nintendo Directs tend to be bum 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 bum, and then a high point,
Right.
and then just nothing else.
Yeah.
Because they usually the end point is like, and then the Smash thing gets announced, or the new game gets announced. This one was just like hit after hit, and some little ones in the middle, and just back and forth, back and forth.
To me, I cannot.
At least in my opinion,
I cannot believe that they announced and released that Metroid Prime on the same day.
Yeah,
like
that's unheard of.
Hadn't
with them
heard
guys.
anything about that. Such a big franchise for them. They were just like they are going to kill us if we don't talk about Metroid Prime 4. And it's like, well, we do have this other one ready to go. We're working on the other two. And they're just like, just put that one out. I don't give them something. Make them shut the fuck up. I'm tired of reading their tweets.
Well, the other thing is that Best Buy thing happened. They had updated the pricing on Best Buy and Amazon or something for Metroid Prime 4.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
Yeah, so because I follow because Wario64 still does this, is that he'll randomly like put up stuff where he's like, this happened. And what happened was that the Zelda pre-orders happened the day before the Direct happened.
Okay.
But at the same time, the Metroid Prime 4 prices had updated.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, maybe I guess they're going to announce some Metroid Prime 4 shit. And they didn't. And that's really weird that price thing even happened now.
Yeah.
So who knows what's going on now.
Yep. And actually, Michael, did you know? Did
I know gaming? Sorry.
Did you know that I always think of it from Film Joy as like, but did you know?
To be fair,
in Japan, there was one additional announcement.
There was?
Yes.
What was it?
Sometimes this happens. So there is a franchise in Japan called Boku no Natsuyasumi, which is called Summer Vacation. And it's one of these, like, you're just going to run around, you're going to catch bugs, you're going to make friends, you're going to fucking hang out in the countryside, et cetera, et cetera. This franchise has been around for a long time.
That's crazy.
And the thing is that one of them has made it to the U.S., and it was that Shin-Chan game that came out last year.
Oh, I did not realize that.
Yeah, that was actually technically in that series. It just had Shin-Chan kind of over it.
That's probably why they did it. Yeah.
Kind of like the Harvest Moon game that Amanda and I played that had who's the big blue cat guy.
I know what you're saying. It's the robot cat, right?
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called.
We had Anime Week.
And you talked to Matt about it not that long ago.
Yes. So yeah, apparently in Japan they announced a new Boku no Natsuyasumi.
Is that John Lennon with a Facebook or a YouTube channel?
This is the PlayStation version. And it's got, oh my God, there's like a mosquito hawk in here. Get out of here, mosquito hawk. Anyway, it's like this kind of just little adventure game. But yeah, they totally announced in the Japanese Direct a new one of these.
I love when little things like that happen, though. Because we always forget that Japan has so many things that we just either will never get or we don't really are that interested to begin with.
Yep.
Kind of thing.
So yeah, I guess I'm telling you all this so that you could be envious of Japan if this is the kind of game that you're into, because it doesn't even seem like it's not even like a farming game. It's just like it's like the stuff you do when you're not farming in the farming game in the countryside where you
it's kind of nice looking, actually.
Kind of roll around. It's got a kind of a cool style, like kind of a real simple, basic thing.
A lot of cool shit going on in it. Like it's definitely a cultural thing as well.
Yeah,
the way everything is designed. Like I feel like even if it came out here, it would be like hard for people to latch onto.
Right. I think that's why the only one that came over was that Shin-Chan one, because you have people that know Shin-Chan.
Yeah, exactly. That happens all the time.
Yep. So that happened. We got a few more Nintendo stories here. So one of the things that was announced that we didn't talk about with the new Zelda game is that it's going to be $70 American.
Yes.
So yeah,
the collector's is 130.
Something like that. But Nintendo also announced that they're bringing back. If you do want to get a little bit of a discount, they have a thing called, oh God, what the fuck are these things called? They're like game vouchers. So what this is it's if you have a Nintendo Online account, you can buy for $99. You can buy a set of 2 game vouchers that work for a very specific set of games, and they work for like 12 months after you buy them, and basically this is what will give you like a discount. So you've got like Pikmin 4 and Advance Wars and Fire Emblem Engage and Bayonetta and Pokemon, And if you have these, you basically you buy 2 for $100, then you can spend them on whatever you want. And one of the games on that list is Legend of Zelda. So you can technically get Zelda for $50 instead of $70 if you want to.
That's crazy.
But you do have to buy 2. You can't just buy 1.
Can't just buy the one.
Which is kind of an interesting system, right? Of just like, if you give us more money, we'll give you,
it's patty bucks, Jeff.
Right, exactly. Well, I guess it depends. Like if you're going to be buying a bunch of Nintendo games, right?
Yeah.
They're very rarely on sale.
Well, they're always really expensive. And there was plenty of other games that went on pre-order as well that are probably part of that. That are probably just almost as expensive, not just as, because Zelda's the only one with PS5 pricing, basically.
Yes.
Which is crazy to me, but also not as surprising considering it took him like 6 years to make it.
Yep. I mean, I've always stated that I'm not opposed to games costing more than they used to.
Yeah.
As long as the quality is there. It's when the game is $70, but then this should have been a $40 game that I get more rankled about.
Oh, with inflation, these games should have been $100 by now, anyways.
Yes, almost certainly. So yeah, that's happening. If you want, you can grab those game vouchers. Let's see. In other Nintendo news, the Switch is now officially the 3rd best-selling console of all time.
Hot damn.
Of all of history. Only the PlayStation 2 and the Nintendo DS at 155 million and 154 million respectively have sold more than it.
I bet you a lot of that's Japan too, because that's how the DS was for a while too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that had like a million special editions.
The
for
current
DS.
Switch sales are up to 122 million. That places it ahead of the PS4.
They're catching up.
Even the Game Boy was 118 million.
Shit.
So like, never. This is one of those things, right? Where it's like, don't ever let a game company tell you that they're just like, oh, we're so broke, we don't know what the fuck. Like, not one of these guys.
No.
Like, that's money, money.
They're doing just fine.
Yep. Actually, they're not doing the best because I believe last year they had a 20% decrease, Nintendo did, in game sales.
That's interesting.
Overall. But they announced that they're still giving all of their developers a 10% pay raise because Nintendo, well, I was going to say because Nintendo is not monsters, but I think it's because they realize that, like, as you mentioned, inflation, the economy, like, you want to keep your best people and
absolutely.
not let them go elsewhere. So you need to give them an incentive to stay.
Yeah, it helps that there's so many gaming companies out there that they easily could be poached if they don't do this kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, they even say, here's the quote from Shuntaro Furukawa says, "It's important for our long-term growth to secure our workforce." It's like, yes.
They don't want to be the one that walks up and they're like, we have a pinball machine now. It's like, I don't know. It's like, what about a pizza party? Like, they're not going to be that company.
Right.
Because those are the companies everybody's like, I'm going to go.
No, it's kind of amazing to see them like compare this to like Square Enix.
Oh, yeah. Who hate everyone and everything if they don't make them money.
Or Konami, for that matter. Konami sitting on like a pile of gold. Well, I got to keep reminding myself. Last year, Konami did more profit than they've ever done in their entire history of their company. So,
well, here's the thing. Konami finally decided they're finally slowly turning back the fact that they didn't want to do game stuff anymore.
Yeah.
And they're letting people do some stuff with their ideas again.
Yeah.
Because, that's, we just mentioned the Dead Cells thing.
Mm-hmm.
Silent Hill's coming back. We're getting somewhere.
Yep. What was that?
That was your VR controller or something?
Oh, no, my VR controllers fell down. Oh, no!
Oh, no.
Let's see. From there, We can't go a week without talking about Microsoft and Blizzard and all that shit.
This is a fun one, guys. Strap in.
So the UK. We talk a lot about the United States and their opinions about the Microsoft Activision purchase. We talk a lot about the European Union and their overall moves. We talk a lot about the UK, but this week the UK put out a report basically saying, this is a press release from the CMA, which is the Consumer
Competition and Markets
Authority. Yes, that basically
the Country Music Awards.
Yes, they were like, yes. came out to say, we don't think this is a good idea. And their recommendation,
It's fascinating.
with a straight face, was that Activision, if they wanted for this deal to go through, Activision should divest itself of Blizzard, basically. Like, or
there's three things.
Call of Duty.
Sell Call of Duty.
Yes.
Sell Blizzard. Or
Yes.
sell Activision.
Yes.
By itself.
Yes.
And it's like, I'm sorry, what?
Say what now? No, it's interesting. Yes, divestiture of the business associated with Call of Duty, divestiture of the Activision segment of Activision Blizzard, divestiture of the Activision segment and the Blizzard segment of Activision Blizzard Incorporated. I guess that's what they buy the game rights, but the studios just go their own way. Like,
Well, yeah, what it is that they split them off.
King?
Yeah, they split them off, and then they give them. They either get bought by somebody else, or they become a separate entity.
Yeah.
I think they should sell them to Nintendo, just as a big fuck you to Sony, because that would be hysterical.
What's interesting is I was reading up on the CMA, and apparently they have blocked several like major.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently, like they've got a record of like one a year.
Oh wow!
Since they were created, of basically like blocking large mega mergers in Britain.
They mean business.
Yeah, because they're big old sassy pants. I mean, let's be honest here. If Britain says you can't do that, it's not like they're going to scrap the merger. They don't need Britain's permission to merge to purchase Activision Blizzard. They might need Britain's permission to operate in the UK.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, this deal is way bigger than the UK. Like, if they were just like, well, then you can't come back here, and it's like, okay, bye.
Well, the issue is the UK is still a really big market.
Yeah.
So they don't want to piss off their one of their bigger markets.
Yes. Which they talked about how they are they're still like negotiating, right?
Yes.
This isn't like a formal declaration of like, no, you can't. This is just like kind of their opening salvo. It's kind of like when the European Union put out their list of like
The concerns.
these are our concerns. Yeah. Still though, I like the idea that they're just like, yeah, you could buy them, just get rid of one of like a third.
Yeah.
Like you take one of the major tenets of the reason you're buying these guys and let them go.
I need you the Sophie's Choice your merger.
Yeah. You said you actually read the entire complaint.
I did.
Yeah.
And it's mostly them kind of talking out of their ass. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Because they use Call of Duty a lot as an explanation for why they don't want them to do it. Because their argument is that owning Activision Blizzard gives them a major advantage in cloud gaming specifically, and that because of that, people will need to buy either expensive PCs or consoles to have access to that cloud gaming, which is why. Yes, the look on your face is exactly what I'm saying.
Wait. Isn't the whole point of cloud gaming that you don't need to buy an expensive console or PC?
This is exactly why I said they're talking out of their ass.
They're integrated into Samsung smart TVs that are on my fucking Android cellular telephone device.
Yes, Jeff.
Okay.
Your face is exactly why Bobby Kotick says exactly what he's saying.
Okay, well, yeah, let's move on to that one. Bobby Kotick went on, what was this, like Fox Business or something?
CNBC, apparently.
CNBC, and talked about how if the well, let me find the exact quote because there's a lot going on here. I don't know. I don't want to read all of this. It's really about the future of tech. Okay, he's talking about the UK's desire to become like a Silicon Valley, to become like a tech center, or whatever. He says. It's really about the future of technology, and they've said now for the last year that they would like to be the Silicon Valley of Europe or of the continent, and if deals like this can't get through, they're not going to be Silicon Valley, they'll be Death Valley. And I think a lot of people, again, I feel like I kept reading headlines that were like, can you believe this? I mean, like, Death Valley is a place.
It's a place.
It's a place. It's just like a place where nothing exists because it's too fucking hot and it's horrible and shit. Like, it's not like he's was
talking
like
metaphorically.
Yes, he was like, you're not gonna have a birthday. You're gonna have a death day. Like, it wasn't like that.
Yeah, he's not like he didn't look at the camera and was like, I'm gonna launch my planes at you.
Right.
It's like, no, he's talking about like the fact that hey, if you do this, then you're just gonna have nothing. That's all he's really saying.
Yeah, which I.
But his main argument is the fact that he thinks his main argument that I unfortunately agree with is that
I was making the gagging noises for a reason there.
Yes, because I have to say he's right.
He's got a point.
He's got a point.
He's got a point.
No, he's got a point. Release the Crunk GIF, that kind of thing.
Right.
The idea is that they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah.
They really don't. And he's not wrong, because we were having a conversation about this, and I'm not going to bring up the exact reason for why we know this, but the general public doesn't know shit about video games.
Nope.
Neither does, and the general public, if they don't know, guess who doubly doesn't know? The government.
Right. Yeah. He talks a little bit in this interview about like how the Chinese tech sector is like aggressive.
It's aggressive.
Very, very, very aggressive, very well funded, protected by their own government.
Yeah.
You know, we had all the stories about Blizzard, how like fucking you cannot play goddamn World of Warcraft in China right now because you have to have a local vendor to be able to give access to your video game in China, and how China has set up their government to explicitly like give the advantage to their local the local businesses in order to like reap the financial benefits of this technology stuff. And if you're just like, I don't know, man, it doesn't seem right for Sony. I should do it in a British voice because it's the UK. It doesn't seem right for Sony if you come in here merging your Microsofts with the Blizzards.
I bet you before this merger even hit their desks, they were still calling everything a Nintendo.
Oh yeah,
I guarantee it.
Sure. I mean, you know,
Bobby's playing the Nintendo again.
Only nerds play video games, Michael.
Exactly.
Only nerds listen
Only
to video
nerds
games.
and 10-year-olds apparently who don't play cricket or whatever.
So, what Bobby Kotick is saying is, and it pains me.
Yes, it pains
me.
both of us to even consider the fact
There's a lot
we
of
have any agreement with him.
There's a lot of like acquisitions, developments, technology that changes hands, and if everything in the tech sector has to be scrutinized for any potential downside, like we talk a lot about how shitty big corporations are, but like there are upsides, right? Like Microsoft has given us a smorgasbord of content because they've been allowed to buy Bethesda and fucking Double Fine and all these companies.
People forget they bought a lot of studios before this ever happened.
Obsidian, an
obscene amount of them.
So the thing is that there were benefits to that, but there can also be drawbacks.
Yes.
Like it's a value neutral thing. Generally, I've come to the conclusion I think we should like side eye this. I don't think it would be bad to write in some direct protections for making sure that things that are like that Call of Duty remains on certain platforms.
Yeah.
However, I also think that if Call of Duty is such a source of revenue for Sony, that they should take that into consideration because they don't own Activision Blizzard, right?
Exactly.
Like they bought Bungie for a reason.
Yes.
They bought Destiny for a reason. So, anyway.
Yeah, it's the whole thing is a strange. It's a bad time for Microsoft.
Yeah,
because they picked the worst possible time to want to do this merger, because the governments really want to look strong against big tech right now.
Right,
and they picked a real bad time.
Yeah. Again, I think I've come to a point where I'm very neutral, not fully neutral, but like neutral to. I'm giving it the side eye. This whole thing. Like,
I'm that GIF from the Daily Show where Jon Stewart's just eating popcorn.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I don't really know what's happening here, but I love it.
Yeah.
Because I don't have. Because we've talked about this at length. Is that there's no good or bad side on this merger because we generally don't know what will happen.
Yes.
Once it becomes a merge, or once it becomes merged. This is all speculation.
Yep.
The UK's Country Music Award people are purely doing their investigations based on arguments made by Sony,
right?
As well as Google made an argument,
NVIDIA,
as well as NVIDIA, and I'm sure some other people have anonymously contacted them probably as well, telling them about some stuff that they've heard probably, kind of thing.
It's also
because when I was reading the thing, they're like, we read 3 million different documents, kind of thing, and I'm like, you're just saying that because you want to sound like you've read some shit, kind of thing. And because that's just the thing, is that no one really truly knows whether it's Phil Spencer, Bobby Kotick, Jim Ryan. Is that the one? Is that Sony's president and CEO right now?
I think so.
I want to say.
I think so.
And neither does Super Mario. Nobody knows. Doug Bowser. I forgot.
Or the guy whose name I just said.
Yeah, or Doug Bowser himself. No one really knows what's going to happen. It's fascinating because this is the biggest merger in gaming history.
Mm-hmm.
Or not?
It's not even a merger; it's an acquisition.
Yeah, it's an acquisition, but it's because it's a $69 billion acquisition.
Yep.
Everything prior to this, the most was spent was like what, 10, probably, not
something
even
like that. Yeah,
not a lot.
So
and this is billions with a B.
Yep,
it's
a lot of fucking money.
Crazy.
A lot of fucking money. Crazy amounts of money. Okay, let's see. Speaking of Microsoft, Activision, and Blizzard, we got our Overwatch Season 3 trailer.
Oh.
I'm mostly using this because there are 2 interesting things that are coming in Overwatch Season 3. Anybody that's listening to this podcast already knows that Michael and I don't really give 2 shits about Overwatch.
Not really.
Like, I think the both of us are actually more interested in playing Fortnite because we do live in the darkest timeline, apparently.
I bought Gohan.
I know you did. I didn't even have to ask. I knew that you did that. They've got some, I believe it's like Chinese New Year skins that they're doing. I'm not entirely sure about that, but they're Asian themed.
It looks like they would be.
But there's a new map. There's an Antarctica map for May. That is okay, fine, whatever. The funny things though are there is a Valentine's Day event, which is a browser-based dating game where you can play as Genji or Mercy, and Hanzo is playing as Cupid, trying to get them together or whatever.
I love that. I love everything about that.
And it's like, except for the fact that, I don't know, man, Genji isn't like is Genji really? I guess maybe.
Don't look at me. I don't know enough about the plot of this series.
I don't know.
He's a robot. Cyborg dude.
He's Hanzo's brother, but he's all like fucked up and he's like a loner and shit. Like,
that's why he needs love, Jeff.
Oh, I guess so. Maybe he's got to open his heart to what's her face.
He's got to open his chest cavity to show her that he has a heart.
Yeah,
in his robot suit.
So that's pretty fun. It's funny because the website is like what it's called Loverwatch, which is actually really good.
That is pretty good.
And
that's
it's
really good.
Loverwatch.gg, and it's going from February 13th to February 28th.
Of course, it's GG.
Yep. The other thing that is really fun, I see you caught a glimpse, but I don't know if you really know.
I do know about this actually.
I can't fool you.
Well, my friend sent this to me actually because he loves this exact series.
Doomfist is getting a One Punch Man outfit.
Yes,
which
is fucking amazing.
It looks really weird and kind of dopey, like because it's just Saitama's outfit is just a yellow onesie with a white cape and then red gloves.
What is his superhero name? The Bald something?
Oh, I don't remember.
The Cape Baldy or something like that.
I don't know.
I can't even remember anymore. They gave him a really dumb name.
People just call him that, but
I love the idea that you can call him that now if you want.
Also, it would really make a difference to me if I didn't. I mean, like, you couldn't make anybody else in the Overwatch roster Saitama.
No.
But I really hate playing as Doomfist.
Well, that's the thing is Doomfist. It would have been more fun when Doomfist actually could one punch kill things.
Right.
But now he can barely like one punch attack things in general.
Yeah. And then the Overwatch Cup is returning, and there's a couple of other things happening, and blah 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 blah. I don't know. I mean, like, again, we'll see.
That's fun. There's like an Invisible Man outfit for I already forgot. It's Cassidy.
Cassidy. Yeah. Anyway,
I had to think of Carnage, and that's how I got that name. That's the funniest part.
Anyway, it's kind of a real shame that Overwatch sucks and I don't want to play it.
Yeah, it's a shame that I don't like the series anymore. They really, truly killed it for me, which is sad to say.
Yep. So that we got those announcements. Let's see. In other Blizzard news, Diablo Immortal is bending you over and fucking you one more time, baby.
What they do now?
Okay, so I gotta explain stuff about Diablo Immortal, so please excuse me. I don't want to have to do that, but apparently one of the things in Diablo Immortal is you have a stash, right? So if you get loot that you can't use, but you maybe be able to use, like it's too high level for you. You want to put it in your stash.
Just like a vault, basically.
Right. The vaults are full. One of the things that people want is more vault space. And so Blizzard has announced that you can get 2 more tabs of vault space. One of them costs 2,000 platinum. Now, this is something you could buy or you can earn in game. So there's a good chance that a lot of people have
people
probably
with full
have
vaults probably have it,
yes,
kind of thing.
Yes.
Probably.
Now, the other one costs real world money. Would you like to take a guess on what the scheme is for this?
It's a monthly thing.
It is a monthly thing.
Because that's what they did with Fallout 76, didn't they?
Yep. You have to buy the Boon of Plenty, which is a $10 a month subscription.
How did I know it was going to be $10?
In order to get the 3rd tab in Diablo Immortal. I don't like Blizzard anymore. I mean, I guess I'll play Diablo 4 and see if it sucks, but like I hate everything they've done recently. I don't care about WoW Classic. They've ruined Overwatch for me. Diablo Immortal was a big fat fucking stinky pile of microtransactions.
Yeah, they every bit of goodwill that they've ever mustered in their existence, I didn't expect to be squandered this fast.
3 years.
It's like crazy how little you used to see a Blizzard thing and get kind of excited by the idea.
Yep.
No matter what it was.
Yep.
Now you hear the word Blizzard and you cringe as hard as fucking possible.
Yep.
Because you know it's gonna end up with and then they fucked up.
Yep.
And it's just God fucking damn it.
Hey, last week we had a story where they now allow you to get the Overwatch credits by playing through the season pass, basically.
Okay.
And
that's something, I guess.
You get enough credits to basically be able to afford 1 legendary skin per month if you max out the battle pass. And like, what? Wait, what? What the fuck? Like, anyway,
I don't know. The whole thing, the entirety of Blizzard.
Yep.
Frustrates me to no end.
Yep. I disagree, or I agree.
I was about to say what? I love
see.
Blizzard now.
One
gave me $20 to say that.
One more, take more than $20, but
it's a month. $20 a month. They gave me a season pass.
You give me the 3rd loot slot in Diablo Immortal, and I'll just say how awesome. No, that's not true. Okay, so last week we talked about the shutdown of Knockout City and the shutdown of Rumbleverse.
God, they're just dropping like flies. The live services, Avengers first, and then those 2 guys.
Yep. But there was one other one that happened last week that we didn't talk about. You'll never guess what didn't make the cut. Crossfire X.
Oh my God.
Oh no, guys.
Who could have suspected such a thing?
Yep. Crossfire X is getting shut down in May. And the thing is that this is not only the multiplayer, but it's also the single player game. That
really? Are you serious?
Yep.
That's weird.
I'm not even sure really how that's happening.
How
but
does that? It must be an online only thing for the single player.
Yeah, probably never had an offline mode. The game developer said, coming to this decision was not easy. However, we can proudly say that our players have been amazingly active, passionate, and enthusiastic in working with us to create a game that will be fun and enjoyable by all. We want to thank each and every one of our players for playing Crossfire X and being a part of this journey with us. Yes, they are dropping flies. In fact, I cut a story this week about Dell laying off like 4,000 people.
Really?
Yeah. Guys, get ready. Like, save money.
Yeah, brace yourselves, guys.
Like, I'm just, I'm not trying to, like, I'm not a financial guy.
Well, now you tell me, Jeff. I just spent $3,000 on a very fancy car.
On a very fancy car. No, try to save some money, because all the indications are that this year is not going to end well when it comes to finances. I would say don't make any big purchases outside of,
again,
unless you're
thanks for telling me.
Michael and
well, a tree fell on my car.
A tree fell on your
I didn't
car.
mention it at the beginning of our podcast, but yes, a tree destroyed my car.
But no, like, seriously, don't just be careful. Like,
yes, just be wary.
Try to say cancel.
Be wary of live service games.
Cancel something. Cancel one of your things and put that $20 into a bank account. I mean, try. Cancel Netflix. They're being dicks right now.
You might as well.
Yeah.
You can pirate that stuff pretty easily.
Yeah. Yeah, cancel all of your streaming services and get a VPN.
Yes.
Let's see. Dragon Age is back in the news this week because some footage leaked of Dragon Age, and I don't have a lot of it. I have a little tiny bit of it, but the thing is that people are not liking how much it looks like a third-person action game.
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't this just like a full-on like that kick is not really a Dragon Age.
Yep, there's like a lot of dodging and like parrying and holding up shields and stuff.
It's really strange to look at. If you would have told me this was Dragon Age, I would not have believed you.
Yeah. So apparently, I didn't really.
Sorry, if you would have told me it was not Dragon Age, I would have believed you.
Don't really care all that much, but Dragon Age 1 was very strategic, right?
Yes.
Dragon Age 2 was like this, and then they pulled back a little bit on Dragon Age Inquisition to make it a little bit more tactical again. But a lot of people are upset because it seems like when you look at some of these screens,
Oh God, it's just the Destiny screen again.
that you remember that this Dragon Age game originally started out its life as like an online multiplayer live service game, right? And they kind of backpedaled on that after Anthem, and of course, gestures at everything
Going on right now in this area.
Yeah. So a lot of people are not super duper happy, Michael.
I'm not surprised by this at all. Like Dragon Age is one of those properties that it's not as big as Mass Effect was, but a lot of people loved it.
Yeah.
And so when you know a new version's coming out, you get even that much more critical about it.
Yeah.
And this is the bad time for it to look like this.
Well, the thing is that this also might be a strategy, like leaking this footage, no matter where it came from, might be a strategy, because this also might just be really old footage.
That's true.
And it could just be that the game looks nothing like this. The problem is that they haven't shown us dick. They haven't shown us anything about this game outside of some dramatic trailers.
Yeah, I had almost forgotten it was even being made.
Yeah.
Until you had mentioned it, because the only Dragon Age news I heard wasn't even about a new one. It was one of the older games. Did you hear about this? So people were talking about like old tricks that people did for like development.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the devs for one of the old Dragon games finally admitted, he's like, okay, here's the deal. I forgot which Dragon Age it was. He's like, I've been keeping the secret for a long time, but I can't hold it anymore. The horse's dash doesn't actually make you go faster.
Really?
In one of the games, and they're like, it's like, all I did was added a bunch of speed lines because I couldn't get him to go any faster.
Oh, that's funny.
And so, and people in the thing were people in the thread were like, but where there were like races in the game, and that we used it for, and he's like, it was all just a trick.
Oh man!
Like you don't like the speed is exactly the same as if you just do the normal gallop.
Wow!
Just added speed lines.
Wow, that's great. That's
like,
great.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I think it was Inquisition too. That's the thing. I don't remember which one it was, but it made me laugh so hard when I read that.
I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of.
I wasn't either.
Dragon Age.
I was the Mass Effect guy, but I know a lot of people who are really in the Dragon Age.
Yeah. Let's see. The Witcher 3 got a performance patch last week.
They keep fucking adding shit to that damn thing.
Yep. That made it. Well, it kind of, the enhanced edition came out and it kind of runs like garbage.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So this actually added I believe, a performance option for the consoles.
Oh, okay. This is console
which
one.
I don't know if it had before.
Probably didn't based on that.
But this also made the PC version run dramatically worse if you turn off ray tracing.
That's fucking weird.
So, like, this is the frame rate of, like, sub 30 of 4.01 DX12, no ray tracing, with ray tracing on, running at 37 frames per second on the same system.
Yeah.
So,
and the original patch without it on works fine.
Yeah. So, somebody fucked something up.
Yeah.
Hey guys, stop the presses. Forget about the Nintendo Direct. Somebody at CD Projekt Red messed something up. I'm shocked. Shocked.
Well, not that shocked.
Not that shocked. I'm sure this will be fixed eventually.
They will. They seem to care about The Witcher more than they care about everybody else.
Yeah. Just as a PSA, right?
It's their cash cow.
Just, go and if you've upgraded, maybe roll back until this is fixed.
Yeah. Or if you really like ray tracing, you're fine.
Let's see. Another game is getting a dramatic upgrade in its performance, Michael.
Ooh, what is it?
It's a fantasy game. Came out recently.
Doesn't ring any bells.
It's got a really tragic main character with a real tragic past.
Never heard of it.
No.
Is it The Punisher?
Forspoken? Yeah, apparently
I've never heard of Forspoken. What is that?
Apparently Forspoken, they put out a statement. Thanks to all the players, blah, blah, blah. We've been listening to all your feedback and are hard at work on an upcoming patch that will include improvements to overall performance, graphics, playability, and general updates and fixes to the game's content across the PS5 and various PC hardware configurations. We are committed to making Forspoken the most enjoyable experience possible, and we'll provide an update. Blah, 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 blah. Fucking fix your games before they come out, you shits.
Guys, stop doing this to yourselves.
Like that game, if that, you remember when we played it?
We did.
It ran like balls.
I hated it.
If it had run not like balls, if it had run less like testicles.
The first time we tried it, it fucking slowed down everything.
Yeah, I had to reboot my fucking PlayStation.
It blows my mind how much that game, because here's the other reason why you should fix these things before they come out.
Yep.
Is reviews in Metacritic don't update.
Nope.
They're whatever that got released in the beginning.
Yep.
And that fucks over a lot of games that get really good later on. Prey is a great example of that.
Also, remember, this is a Square Enix joint. They really don't have a good track record at releasing unbroken games and not just releasing broken games and then fixing them over the next year.
I hate them so much.
It's just like, why?
Square is another company that I loved when I was younger that has squandered all their goodwill.
Oh, yeah. 100%. 100%. Let's see. I'm trying to think. We're going to cut some stuff because we're starting to get... we'll cut a few things, but not everything. The guys that made the day before...
Day before fucking fiasco. That's a crazy one.
They put out a tweet. Okay, they put out a tweet.
What did they do this time?
They put out a tweet that says, "We all live in a time of disinformation and lack of fact-checking. Anyone can say anything for views, and everyone will believe it. Disinformation needs to be dealt with as it can harm not only us, but also other indies and small/medium studios. It also has a mental impact on the members of such teams. After the release of the day before, we'll think about how to help novice developers deal with fakes and allocate resources for this. Destroying is easy. Creating is difficult."
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you sad that people thought you didn't exist?
Yeah, like the thing is that I had to do a little research into this company, and they're mostly a developer collective. Like,
Really?
I think whoever they have in their developer collective that's running their media thing should be removed from that job.
100%.
Because 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, when you and I were talking, they had that whole bullshit with the trademark.
Yeah.
And then last week, I don't know if you forced yourself to sit through the actual 18-minute gameplay
No, I did not.
that they put out.
I didn't even know they did finally come out with
It
it.
looks bad.
Oh, God.
Like, it was boring and stupid.
Oh, Jesus.
And now they're just like, hey, don't be mean. And it's like, shut the fuck up. Like, you're a video game developer. You knew what you were getting into.
Yeah, all you've done is thrown blood into the water, dude.
Yeah.
With that.
Yeah.
You've chummed the waters for your own demise at this point.
Yes.
Because you're right. Destroying is super easy.
Yep.
And you just made it way easier.
Also, if you guys had just shut the fuck up, nobody would remember.
Oh, absolutely.
Nobody would remember. Like,
They would have moved on to the next insane fucking thing that's going on.
yeah, we are currently living through a big gaming controversy.
Yes.
And you're just like, negativity. It's like, what are you doing on Twitter? Get the fuck off of Twitter.
For you who don't know the controversy, the Metroid Prime doors are different.
Yes. Yes.
It's huge deal.
Yeah.
Literally unplayable.
Yes. Speaking of something that may be playable soon, apparently EA has begun production on that Iron Man game that they're going to make.
Yeah, that was the funny thing is that they announced it and everyone's like, they must be hard at work on it. And they're like, we just started. You're like,
Yeah.
just want to choke somebody. Like, stop doing this to us.
That was
Stop trying to impress investors.
that was being made by EA Motive, right? They had to finish Dead Space before
Yes.
they could start on this.
It's
so.
just what's really annoying whenever you announce something and then nothing is even happening with it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, guys, at least have like one thing done on it.
Yeah.
Like a walk cycle, something.
Yeah.
Like, stop announcing these things way before. I want something.
And last but not least, before we get to some trailers, we got some hot fucking trailers here. Assassin's Creed won a Grammy
Yes.
because the
The
Grammys
DLC won a Grammy.
added video game music into their Grammys, the Grammy nominations.
It is the weirdest fucking set of it's like somebody pulled names out of a hat.
Yeah,
for its nominations. Because it makes no sense who was nominated.
Yeah, let's see. It was Austin Wintory for Aliens Fireteam Elite, Bear McCreary for Call of Duty Vanguard. That was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's the thing. None of this makes any fucking sense.
Christopher Tin for Old World. What's Old World?
I don't remember.
That's not the... No, the New World was the MMO. What the fuck is this?
I don't know.
I play every game that came out. It's a revolutionary new historical strategy game where you lead your dynasty over generations of rule against rival king and queens.
I don't know
It's Civilization?
This was somebody's Steam library. And when they were like, we need nominations, and they looked at his Steam library and they took like the top 5.
This came out last fucking year.
Exactly. Like, these Grammys make no fucking sense.
What the hell is
nothing on this on here makes no sense.
What?
The guy who announced the winner couldn't say Valhalla correctly.
Oh, I heard about that.
It was so it makes no sense.
And then Richard Jacques for Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, which everybody just remembers the license music from, right?
People remember the original metal music they made for it.
Yeah.
Not the background stuff for it. It doesn't make any sense.
Who the fuck is Randy Rainbow?
I don't know.
I don't know who Randy.
I really don't know.
That's Randy Rainbow. It looks like Dennis Reynolds. For fuck's sake.
But he couldn't say Valhalla this time. He says Valhalla or some shit.
Anyway,
that's really funny.
Okay, so congratulations, Assassin's Creed DLC. Not even the main game.
Yeah.
But
I was like, this is stupid. You could have just looked at the nominees for the Game Awards and used those guys, and it would have made more sense.
Yep.
It's so stupid.
I agree. I had to explain. No, I'll tell you. Sorry, it's a spoiler for a movie, but I'll tell you something off mic when it comes to gaming music. All right, trailers. Wild Hearts got a big CGI trailer.
Oh, okay.
This game comes out in 2 weeks.
It does. It comes out really soon.
They really announced it, and then just I haven't even seen a gameplay. No, there was one gameplay walkthrough.
When they first,
but not a lot. It's kind of just under the radar.
Yeah. Apparently, Matt got hired to do a promotional art for it.
Yeah,
which looks really cool. If you guys haven't had a chance to see it yet.
Yeah, this is that weird. It's Ninja Theory.
I forgot.
EA
I forgot who's making it, but it's kind of like a Monster Hunter type thing. It's a series that's been around for a bit, or at least I think it's a series that's been around.
Omega Force is doing it.
Omega Force?
Omega Force?
Okay,
like the Dynasty Warriors guys?
Yeah, because I thought it was a part of a series, but I guess it might not be. This is the thing. I'm not really sure. Either way, it's like a Monster Hunter type thing that has a lot of. It has a lot of really cool side things that you can create to fight the monsters with. It's
the magic all is the magic all results in boxes of various types being built.
They're all traps and stuff that you can use to attack them.
Yeah,
a lot of cool stuff going on in it. Because that's the thing about Monster Hunter is it is a very inventive series, but there's a lot of other companies that have been making stuff very similar to it.
Yeah,
they're not bad games. It's just that they're not. It's like the Coke and the non-brand Coke thing.
Right.
They're these are pretty good, but it's not actual Coca-Cola.
This is the Royal Crown of Monster Hunters.
And yeah, exactly. And Royal Crown tastes fucking delicious. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes you just want that name brand level. But this looks like it's going to be great.
Yeah. Also, Monster Hunter has had a lot of content over the last 2 years. But yeah, I don't know. I'll give it a shot. Looks pretty all right. February 17th. So by the time you hear this, it'll be like a week.
Yeah, it'll be that Friday.
Yep. Let's see. We got 9 minutes of Jedi Survivor.
Yes, I did watch this actually.
Oh, okay.
Because I was interested in it.
It looks a lot like the Jedi Outcast.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it really kind of does. But it also looks more like the last game did.
Yeah.
Except you have two lightsabers now.
Well, you have you've got your fully configurable lightsaber.
Yes.
Single, Darth Maul, or dual sabers. Take your pick.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it looks great so far.
It was kind of weird, Michael, because I watched the whole thing all the way through, and it was And you kill a lot of animals in this game.
Oh yeah, like they leaned harder into the animal murder than before, but the animals all want to kill you, so it's not like you're just randomly murdering animals.
Well, also, it's like animals, and then like reprogrammed battle droids, and then like weird scavengers or hunters or something.
They're like mercs or something. I'm not really sure what they are.
No stormtroopers, but
I think that's just because of this specific world. But I remember them talking about they're going to be a lot of battle droids here.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of scraps, so they're like rebuilt ones.
Okay.
So and they got reprogrammed, and they also hate Jedi because most of them were killed that way.
Sure.
So it would make sense.
Yeah, I mean, seems all right. Like, seems like more of the same, which is nothing totally wrong with that. I really just hope that I
hope it's easier to play this time around because I had a hard time on the original one.
Yeah, navigation was my biggest problem on the last one.
Yeah, and they added fast travel to it, likely. So
okay, that's good.
Also, rideable mounts apparently. So I'm excited to see how it turns out.
Yeah, me too.
A lot of animal murder, though.
We got Game Informer got us 12 minutes of Resident Evil 4 remake footage. This is escaping from the monastery and going to the town. Kind of ends with the part where the villagers are trying to bust in. I don't know if you saw any of this footage.
I saw some of it, but I didn't watch the whole thing.
Okay. We skipped Raingate last week, but everybody hates the rain. I don't really mind the rain.
I heard about that, yeah.
What I mind, Michael, is the fact that the contrast is turned up so fucking
it's super
hard.
high.
Like, everything is dark as shit. Like, Resident Evil 2 takes place at night. Resident Evil 3 takes place at night. This is like way darker than those games.
It's advanced darkness.
Yeah. It might also just be, it might be just this sequence because it's raining, and since everything is wet, that makes it darker. But I feel like even when it's not raining, it was darker. You see a lot of interesting stuff here. Stealth kills.
Yeah.
One-hit stealth kills. We already knew that the knife had durability, right?
Yeah.
So,
but it's nice that you can finally stab the people who are running away with Ashley.
That's true. Yes,
that wasn't a thing in the original one.
They showed some interesting stuff towards the end with like there's different briefcases that give you different. They give you like bonuses.
Really?
So it'll be like plus 2% to drop rate, and then you can put charms on the briefcase that give you different modifiers. There's like a weird.
Oh, that's fun.
Like a weird passive effect thing. Their wet hair is not the best in this footage.
I could see that.
It's okay, but it's not the best.
I think it's because they probably figured people weren't going to pay attention to that.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, this looks all right. Again, I maintain my previous statement that Resident Evil 4 was probably the Resident Evil game that needed to be remade the least.
Oh, absolutely.
Out of all of them.
The changes they've made so far, from what I've heard at least, is not huge. But there's a lot of like big stuff as well that got removed. But nothing story wise is the good thing. The only thing that got removed that I know that I have no issues with was the
QTs.
The QTs, yeah.
Yep.
Which, those looked really silly when you got real fast if you made them run fast enough. So I have no issues with that.
And also, you're just trying to creep along, minding your own business, and then here comes a boulder. Oops, you didn't hit the B and A buttons.
Hit the button real fast.
So, but I don't know. I mean, so far Capcom's done a pretty good job with these. I didn't have as much of a problem with Resident Evil 3 as a lot of people did.
It's because that one took out story content.
Yeah,
and that's really was the issue with that one.
And this one's adding in some like side quests too, right?
Yeah.
So
like they were very much like, we're gonna add stuff, but we're not gonna remove stuff.
Yeah, and I'm
cool with that because this area always has like a lot of cool shit going on in it.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't mind more stuff going on in it.
I don't know if were you on the. I think this might have been Amanda was. Last time I think we talked about this was when Amanda was on, because she was very distraught when I explained to her that there are people online that were mad that Ada looked too Asian.
Oh God, yeah, that was the stupidest thing I ever heard.
And then she just kept saying, Ada fucking Wong.
Yeah, I heard that one. I was just like, what the absolute fuck, guys?
Come on, internet, you're better than this.
Yeah, they're like, why does Ada look Asian? It's like, are you serious right now? and then also they're like, I can't masturbate to Ashley with pants on. You're like, are you serious right now? You people are fucking stupid.
Yeah. Also, I don't know about you, but like this guy whatever his name is. I forget.
I already forgot what his name is.
The guy?
But his is the only change that I think is for the worst.
He kind of looks like Ted Raimi a little bit.
Oh yeah, we were making that joke last time.
Yep.
I think he looks like Ted Raimi or Tom Kenny. He looks like one of the two guys.
I think he looks like Ted Raimi when he smiles, and I know this game. He does a lot of fucking grinning.
He
so.
does, he's really straight. Like he went from a suave looking dude to, like you said, fucking Ted Raimi.
Yep.
And I think that's kind of amazing.
Let's see. We got a couple minutes of Sherlock Holmes: The Awakened. Fortunately, this was not a 10-minute thing like a lot of the other stuff. This is the Sherlock Holmes versus Cthulhu game that Frogwares is making. I'm super excited about this. They basically just confirmed that it's like a lot of their previous games where it's very kind of open-ended and you get to walk around in the world and kind of make your own stuff. They did talk about how you get to play as Watson as well.
Oh, that's good.
You get to flip between Watson and Holmes. Yeah, and then you can kind of choose to solve mysteries like you can do some dialogue, or you can sneak in a place, or you can, put together these clues the way that you want to. I'm a big fan of everything that I'm seeing here. I really kind of want to check this game out because...
well, the concept's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of just weird shit like that. And thankfully with the way copyright law is a lot of just random shit can be added into things you didn't think it would have.
Yep.
And I think that's fun.
Yeah, regular Sherlock Holmes, not so sure. Sherlock Holmes versus the great old ones? Okay.
Yeah, I'm on board.
Let's see. We also saw some gameplay for Scars Above. Do you remember this game?
I do. I didn't realize there was more gameplay for it.
This is the one that was like, looks like a Returnal, but like not randomized.
Yeah, it's all story-based, which I'm cool with.
Yep. It's like, so we actually saw a little bit of the story where we've got some astronauts that are like looking at like a giant alien artifact that's in space and apparently is yanking them to a different planet, and then you play as this one lady who's got to go out and rescue her buddies. They show a lot of this. Michael, this looks like exactly what I wanted from Returnal. Third person action. They show like, oh, you scan this one area and like there's like a cryogenic fluid coming down, and you're like, oh, I think if I scan this, I can make a gun that's based on this. And so then you make like a cryo gun, and then it shows you using the cryo gun to like freeze enemies in the air or like freeze like places for traversal. And I'm like, that's some Metroidvania, baby.
Yeah.
Like
that was the thing. Yeah, when they announced this game, I was like, this is exactly what I was hoping Returnal would be.
Yeah.
And because I loved Returnal's art style and I loved the idea of it. But then they're like, oh, by the way, it's a roguelike. I'm like, well, I guess. Which
and
is
it's also hard as shit.
Yeah, and I never played it because of that. Because, yeah, even if you were like, oh, this is hard as shit, I'm like, I'm not going to have a good time with it either then.
Yeah.
So I ended up just never playing it, which is a shame. But I'm really excited for this one.
This one looks a little bit more generic, but it looks more like something I would play.
Sometimes there's nothing wrong with generic per se, because it's like everything character-wise or art design-wise, I think is really what sells it more.
Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, go check that out. Probably more interesting to your overall interest, Michael. We got a new Tekken 8 trailer.
Hell yeah.
For Ms. Nina Williams. Boy, they were like, how much? And they were like, how much you got? Nina Williams' character design is fucking berserk.
It's like, amazing.
Purple outfit with fringe, boobs out, also leather jacket, also sunglasses, also machine guns, also fishnets, also blonde hair.
I kind of love it.
Also, she's kind of a muscle mommy, right? She's like stacked.
Yeah.
I've seen Nina before be like, kind of slight looking, whereas she's like looking, got some
I think she
beef.
looks fantastic. She looks like that weird, insane shit that you want from a Tekken game.
Yep. Was there anything that, well, I don't really know very much about Tekken. Was there anything that stood out to you in this trailer?
Nothing too much, but I didn't watch it that closely the way I normally would have.
Okay.
I just didn't have time recently. I've been kind of busy this week.
There appears to be some like reversals and some kind of like supers that happen from time to time during this. Again, I don't really know enough about Tekken to be able to say whether that's different than we saw in the previous game or anything like that. But there do appear to be some kind of, what would you call them, like EX moves, right, from Street Fighter.
Which there was not a ton of those in the main series, or for Tekken at least. So it is pretty interesting to see a little more of that.
Yeah.
because they're not because they weren't like the super moves that happened in the last ones that were like more like ultimates. These are closer to like a super in Street Fighter 4 kind of thing.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Looks good though.
I'm very excited for Tekken 8, and people are pretty excited because this one might actually get rollback, but we're not sure yet.
There you go. Let's see. From there, we got a brief overview of Grim Grimoire once more. So that's the re-release of Vanilla Soft's weird tower magic strategy game.
I forgot about that one. Yeah.
Yep. It kind of just goes into detail about how the overall system works. And then they gave a release date of April 4th, which I believe we already knew, but it's good to have it nailed down.
That's good.
Let's see. There is an open beta on the PlayStation for a game called Deceive Incorporated that Tripwire is partnering with. There's a bunch of videos out there about this. Michael, this is one of those. You remember the Assassin's Creed multiplayer games?
I do. I remember when this got announced, actually.
Yeah. So it's one of those, like, you got to kind of pretend to be the AI, and then you're kind of like working with a bunch of other people, but it's got a real like 70s super spy vibe to it. In fact, in the little gameplay that we showed, or that I'm showing, like the exfiltration is like a flying Aston Martin, basically.
Yeah. They're really leaning into that the art style.
Yeah,
which is really cool.
But the big thing is that there is, like I said, open beta March 10th. So, and it's coming March 21st. So,
okay.
Yeah.
This guy looks like Shaft outright.
Yeah, he does. Something to check out. Let's see. Hot Wheels Rift Rally was announced.
Ooh.
This is the team that made Rumbleverse. Or no, wait, not Rumbleverse. Knockout City. And apparently the same team worked on the Mario Kart
that little kart thing?
Yeah, home circuit. And this is a Hot Wheels version of that, where you get a little remote control car.
Well, that's fun.
And then you make your own tracks, except the thing is that the camera on the car is a little mixed reality, so it overlays like Hot Wheels cars over your RC car to make them look like classic Hot Wheels cars, or to apply little effects and stuff to them. So it's a little bit fancier than the Mario Kart one.
Yeah, because the Mario one was just like whatever the character was kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then that was it.
Yeah.
And that's really cool, actually.
So, yeah. It's going to be $130 as the starting kit for it. So, a little pricey, but, you know.
Well, the people who are going to have this are going to be the people who can afford a living space where you can do fun shit with it.
Right, exactly.
So, yeah, this is going to be fine for them.
Yeah. But it's a pretty cool concept. It looks all right. You know, Knockout City, that was fun.
It was. For as long as it had lasted.
Yep. And then finally, we got a trailer for Everspace 2. Everspace 2 is finally coming out of early access. So, Everspace 2 has been in early access for a couple of years now. And then it's coming to the PC April 6th. And apparently, I think it's also going to be on PC Games Pass. But it's also supposed to eventually be on the Xbox and the PS5.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, Everspace 2, for anybody that... Everspace 1 was like a roguelike where you just kind of like... It was a randomly generated universe. You kind of jump to sectors and clear them out and do stuff. Everspace 2 is more like a freelancer or a privateer, where there's like a big universe and you're jumping between places. You're kind of like a merc for hire. I've really held off on playing it because I want to wait until it's all the way out.
Yeah.
But it looks great. Like, it's got a kind of a motion comic thing for the story, but it's fully voice acted. And then the individual stuff, not only in space, but also on planets. Like, you can fly down some missions on planets, and even underwater. Looks really cool. So
yeah, they put a lot of work into this, and like you said, it's been in open beta for quite some time.
Yeah, in early access. Yep, 100%. Let's see. Let's finish up. Darkest Dungeon is also leaving early access and going into full production on May 8th. Darkest Dungeon 2. Sorry,
yes.
I should say. I think I've held off on playing Darkest Dungeon 2 because I want to wait for it to go into 1.0.
The darkestest dungeon, they call it.
Yep. Last of Us Part 1 on the PC has been delayed a little bit. So instead of March 3rd, it's going to be March 28th.
Yeah, which is an interesting thing to do.
Yeah.
But maybe it's because the people are taking it that much more seriously with the series doing really well.
Yeah, possibly.
They don't want to disappoint those people.
But it's also the PC version, right? So
yeah, which is weird. That is what is happening.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it'll do well. because everything else is doing well for The Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
So good for them.
Yep. Jackbox Party Pack 10 is coming out later this year.
What a series that I did not anticipate loving as much as I do.
Yep. It was really fun whenever it came out. We used to do the live streams. It was really fun on the live streams.
Yeah, and a lot of parties still use it to this day.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, next one's coming out later this year, this fall. We also got, apparently because of some earnings call stuff, there's a pretty good chance that Ken Levine's fucking BioShock with the serial number filed off, Judas, is going to be coming out by March of 2025.
Oh.
Okay. Strauss Zelnick came out and talked about basically the Take-Two release schedule. And he talked about everything from this year until the end of Q4 2024, which is March of 2025.
That's fascinating.
Right? And they said that they have 87 total games planned for release in that time period. So in the next 2 years, one of those games will probably be this Ken Levine game, unless it gets delayed.
Which is, as is tradition.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's just fucking BioShock, man. You already made 2 of 3 of those. Just put it out already. Like, come on.
Remember how long it took you to make that third one? That second one.
Yeah, get that guy that got you to finish the Infinite over there. All right, last but not least, we have a couple of fun things. Some crazy motherfucker actually rebuilt the first 2 levels of Dark Forces 2.
Oh, wow.
In the current Unreal Engine, and then like released them onto the internet, and they're like fully playable. He even included like a horde mode and a few other things, and they look pretty good. Like not absolutely fantastic, but I think part of that is just the art design of Dark Forces 2.
Yeah. He did what he could with it, basically.
Yeah. But it looks all right. I don't know.
Well, it shows just how great the Unreal Engine is currently.
Yeah.
For it to recreate anything. And honestly, I think that's really cool because it means that at any point, any Star Wars game can just look like this.
Yep. As long as you never charge a red dime for it.
That's true. As long as you don't, or unless Nintendo finds out about it, if it's a Nintendo thing.
Yeah.
Because then they just hate you.
True. Let's see. Speaking of mods, found a thing where a YouTuber recreated The Legend of Zelda in Minecraft. This is a little weird, though. Like, technically, this is Minecraft, but he had to kind of do some weirdness. Like, he didn't want to make I watched some of this. He didn't want to make like a content pack, but he also couldn't do it with the base textures. So the first thing he did was like, this is technically just like looking straight down at a field in Minecraft.
Makes sense.
And then he like made a hat for his character that has the sprite of Link on it. Like,
that's interesting.
Yeah. And then it's like some weird stuff. Like he wanted to disable jumping and dashing, but he couldn't, like, there's no way to just disable jumping. So he literally went in and set the jump speed so that it was so high that it broke the game and you couldn't jump anymore.
Oh.
And then for running, he wanted to basically stop you from running, and the only way he was able to do it was to blind the avatar so that they couldn't run because they had a status effect.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of interesting stuff going on here.
That's crazy. You should.
Results kind of interesting. Maybe the whole overworld. So yeah, go check it out. This is in let's see this is C10US3R. The only thing I don't like is that they feel the need to like move their Minecraft avatar around when they talk and subtitle everything.
That sounds about right.
Word at a time, and it's really kind of irritating. But it's kind of an interesting process to go through. How do you make yourself a Zelda? And then last but not least, because there wasn't a lot of crazy stuff. Remember, Michael, you remember a few weeks back where we talked about Shrek?
We did.
That same guy put Michael Scott from The Office into Mass Effect.
He also had to make a small edit to it, apparently.
Eli_handle_b.wave. Oh, did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you remember, so I guess it's a spoiler for the video.
Yeah.
Is that there's a point where he's talking to, she used to work for IGN. I don't remember the lady's name anymore.
Uh-huh.
But he's like looking at her chest.
Uh-huh.
What happened was that YouTube was like, that's against our community guidelines.
Oh.
So he had to censor just her chest, basically.
Oh, that
when he
was-
stares down.
Okay. That's
But
why
it actually makes it funnier because it makes you think that it's much worse than what it actually is.
Yeah, it's pretty. This guy is really, really good.
He's really
at
fucking
extracting footage. It reminds me just a lot of like what I used to do in early RageSelect because I used to try to put Puppet Jeff into places.
You
Right?
did, yeah.
So I
the
had to
Star
kind
Wars
of
ones are really good.
do stuff like this, try to recreate stuff. But he does a very good job of kind of. Like splitting the difference between what's in Mass Effect and what's in The Office.
It's because he doesn't just edit them into that. He makes it to work within the world.
Yes.
And that's what makes it that much better. Like, I saw his Kermit the Frog in Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
That made me laugh really hard. And he makes such good ones. And it's always like stuff you would not have thought of originally. And then it just ends up working out really well.
Yeah. So yeah, go check it out. And with that, we're done. Whew. We've banged the last salad. I'm mixing metaphors now. It's too late.
Where does the salad keep coming from?
It's the soup and salad metaphor from the very beginning. Michael, tell the fine people of the internet where they can find you when you're not helping me eat soup and or salad.
You can find me on belloflostsouls.net. I do their video game news stuff. You can see me talk a little more in depth about some of the Nintendo Direct stuff. I didn't put all of it because it would have made it too long. On there, all my articles come out Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central.
All right, and that is the podcast. Yeah, just I don't know, man. I'm too tired now. I'm gonna go back and play more Metroid and eat a salad. Everybody should save money and eat salads. There. That's my life advice. Eat some vegetables, save some money, play Metroid.
In this economy?
Podcast over.